some moments in last year, but it's just not consistent enough.
Here's my pick'ems for so the kickoff bracket this year is like really weird, where they're doing like triple elimination. So you can lose the upper bracket, but then there's a middle bracket, and if you lose in the middle bracket, you go to the lower bracket, and then if you lose in the lower bracket, you're done. But you get 3 chances at making it, but only 3 teams get to qualify. I do think it's a better format than before. I feel like for it to be the opening to the season, it feels like it should be longer. I personally liked when they did like the lockdown, where they would have like just an international tournament with like 32 teams at the beginning of the season to like kick it off. I think that's more fun and more interesting. And I think the issue with that is that because there's so many teams participating, it ends up being that you have to do single elimination, and then teams don't really get much of a chance to show themselves. So I kind of get this. But I do think if you're going to make it like a month and a half long qualifier thing, I feel like maybe it should be a situation where it's like more of like a split type format, where it's like there's like a group stage, more traditional type stuff. I feel like making it kind of a bracket style is very weird, especially when you're going this long. Yeah, it kind of feels dragged on, versus if they did like a group stage style thing, like during the normal part of the season, because like after the first Masters, it goes to like the normal season, the regular season, where it's like, group stages and the groups are playing each other. I feel like if you just did that to start it off, it probably wouldn't be as, it probably wouldn't feel as condensed, or not condensed, but like drawn out. The opposite of condensed. But yeah, I do have my pick'ems for the entire chart done. I kind of just went with what I thought would be interesting. Like Full Sense probably isn't going to make it. I have my heart on Full Sense because I really like Talon, and Talon doesn't exist anymore. So I'm just really hoping Full Sense can continue their legacy. And then I have DRX and PaperX making it. Not really based on anything. I feel like I'm just thinking about the teams that tend to like have a decent amount of momentum or are really good at adapting. And I feel like PaperX is one of those teams that's pretty good at that. So I have PaperX making it through. Anyway, yeah, we can go ahead and take a look at our first matchup. Or actually, we should watch this like video.
Like my hands shaking, adrenaline went up like crazy, and then I think also we won DRX from losing 0-2 to come back to 3-2. It was like amazing emotion.
All right, good night, Omar. Sleep well.
때 저를 제외한 모든 팀원들이 리빌딩 됐을 때 살면서 겪어보지 못한 감정들을 많이 겪었던 것 같습니다. 새로운 팀원들과 새로운 꿈을 꿨고 세계 최고의 팀이라는 이야기를 들으면서 많이 행복했던 것 같습니다. 젠지를 떠나 T1으로 온 저는 국제대회 2연속 우승이란 최초의 기록을 세웠습니다.
At first, it was just fun. Putting on a jersey, having fun on the stage, and doing interviews. Everything was exciting and fun. But I never fully solved my inconsistency. And I started losing track what color suited me.
처음 우승했을 때는 이보다 더 행복감을 느낄
I'm
수
very,
있을 것 같았는데
I'm definitely very interested to see how this season goes. Because I feel like Pacific is interesting, and like
감정이 또 들면서 그게 제가 지금 계속 열심히 할 수
I feel like
있는
they
원동력이
tend to do things in very interesting ways. One thing I'll say is like 2023 PaperX I think is a really good example of like how Pacific had a very different play style from like EMEA and Americas, because they were very innovative in a lot of their compositions, especially like agent comps. They tended to go for stuff that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Like they had like Reyna on Ascent as part of their comp at one point, stuff like that, and it worked. Like they knew what they were doing with it. And so I feel like Pacific can kind of do stuff like that, but I also feel like Pacific, I don't know, I feel like they're more interesting to follow given that they haven't won a Champions yet. I feel like this is kind of their year to make something happen. It's interesting to see if they'll be able to. It's also like we're getting to a point where all of the leagues have so many teams. Like, I feel like first year franchising, everything felt like very manageable. I feel like this year, you know, 3 years in now, there's a lot of teams and it kind of has gotten overwhelming for me. So I'm very interested to just see.
And I'm here again to a new mindset.
This is my team right here. They will make at least one international event this year. Will they win it? Probably not. I think they're just inexperienced, but I think they can. I genuinely think Primi is the best Valorant player in the world and just needs to have a chance to show that. And I think Full Sense is now, you know, Talon made it a team towards the end of the season. They just didn't have time to, like, Talon built really well towards the end of last season and didn't have time to like really work on the team chemistry and getting everything to feel cohesive. And I feel like this season's going to be their opportunity to really make that happen. Where we're going to see them at full strength, because they have some of the most mechanically gifted teams, I think, or sorry, players, I think, of any of the teams in VCT. It just comes down to making sure that they can work with what they have very well. So like a good coach behind them is very important. And I do think that
we are back on the Pacific stage with our first match of the season.
I do think switching coaches was probably the right move, given that Frost had definitely started to
earn their spot in the Pacific
I think
League and then
be a little too much. But I like Frost a lot. I respect him a lot. He's a very good coach. Just needed a change.
Complete redo of the Team Secret roster. Do we finally see success for?
Yeah. So for these two teams, I have I pressed the wrong button. Whoops. For these two teams, I have Team Secret winning. I think that's mostly just like an experience thing. Like Nongshim Red Force is an Ascension team. Not that like Ascension teams can't do big things. Like I think Envy in Americas is a good example of like being able to, you know, go toe to toe with established like veteran tier 1 orgs. But I just feel like Team Secret has a lot of experience, even though they're definitely one of the weaker teams, for sure. Like, you know, they did lose to Full Sends pretty recently, back in November. They lost to Sharper Esport. I don't even know what that is, right? Like, they're definitely not the strongest. They lost in a Philippines qualifier game. Like, they're definitely inexperienced, or sorry, not inexperienced. They're definitely a little bit weak, whereas it's clear Nongshim Red Force is a big fighting force, but they also haven't played, I think, as much in the off season as Team Secret has. So it's going to be interesting just to see if Team Secret is able to kind of piece together what they had. They did pick up Sylvan, which I think is a good pickup. I think he's very talented.
In that server. I think Kellyas and Sylvan have been very, very solid, but you need to see absolute ceiling from Berserks and 1010.
I do think it's going to be very close. I think
force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
Nongshim Red Force is clearly,
kind of
I think they're going to perform a little bit better than I would have anticipated coming into it. But I do still have Team Secret winning, and then Nongshim Red Force can maybe, you know, have a run in one of the lower brackets, because you get 3 lives, you know.
What will we be seeing from this roster?
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of opportunity for big comeback stories.
You know, slightly different players, but on Haven they did bring out the Viper comp that Gen G used to play. That was kind of their main go-to. So for me, I'm looking.
I don't like double controller Viper Omen.
play? Are they changing
Viper
style
Astra
with these
on
new
Haven.
players? Or is it that kind of leadership group?
Not
that are gonna
anymore.
have
I
that
used to.
final overruling say?
But
And that's
I
what
just
they
think Double
is the
Initiator's
meta.
really
Yeah, I'm a
good.
little bit worried that they built
And I feel like
a
that's
roster that
shown,
doesn't
like,
necessarily
once
fit
people
the
start
meta.
to
They
find a lot
built
of success
roster
on
that's
controller,
double
it's like a
controller,
team just
double
figures
EMEA
out how to
focus
use Double
potentially, but they
Initiator,
need
and then
to have
everybody switches
somebody
back.
who steps up as that
It goes back and
secondary
forth a
duelist.
lot.
As for Nongshim, I think that they used to be way
But
too
I think-
stagnant with their style, with their roles.
I think I
but
prefer
ever
Double
since
Innie or
Persia's
Double
gone out,
Duelist. I
it's
think
forced them to ask some
like Yoru
questions
ISO
about
is a
who's
comp
going to
that
play
a
controller,
lot of
who's gonna
teams
shuffle and
don't
make a
figure
little
out
bit
right
more
away.
space
I think you
because
can
they
utilize
definitely
that to your
have a good
advantage.
double duelist
But I don't know what these teams
with
run. It's going to be
Francis and
interesting.
Dambi in tandem.
See, that's the thing with a lot of these rosters.
Do you see an
It
Omen?
takes a lot of time for the chemistry that you really
Let's
want
see.
to gel. And
Neon.
Nongshim Red Force has
Okay,
had
they're going
that. They did
Viper,
it last year.
Omen.
Now they're back
They're
and
going.
ready
Okay,
to
so Nongshim
actually
Red Force is
take it to the
going
next
Neon,
level in
Yoru,
2026.
You look
and
at
then
Nongshim
Sova,
here,
Omen,
the main thing
Killjoy.
that stands out to me is that RB
Team
is
Secret
on the
is going
Omen
double
and
controller.
Exros will play
I said I don't
Sova.
like it.
We're seeing double duelists. We're seeing
But
comfort for Dambi and Francis on the Yoru.
yeah, I think I'd lend my hand to Nongshim Red Force, especially because they're starting on attacking here.
Out that Viper comp. We spoke a little bit about
like
who's
starting on
gonna
attacking
be
here is
on
gonna be
that
really good for
Sentinel.
them.
In this composition, we're seeing Berserks on the Killjoy.
It's like sleepers against Core in North American Challengers the other day. They did a really good job of like the they did a really good job, I think, of like the agent comp was really geared towards the side advantage of that map. So like Nongshim Red Force is running an attack-sided composition here. I think I favor that. I feel like it's very intuitive to be like, oh, it's an attack-sided map, we should go for a defense-sided comp. But I actually think you should take advantage of the attack-sidedness as much as you can, and then, you know, piece together a good defense with that attack-sided comp. And I think that's why Double Initiator is so successful in Haven and has been for a really long time. And even if you're switching to something like Double Duelist now, it's the same thing, where it's like a more aggressive comp geared towards more fast pushes and retakes rather than stalling and such. YouTube, acknowledge me. I'm the #1 chatter. Well, you're the #1 chatter on YouTube.
Oh, baby, we are back. We have
Think about that, Plague.
another long off season.
Achilles.
Team Pacific has returned. I'm jazzed up. And I'm
very
also
excited for
Achilles.
this.
That's paper thin, and we're going to be going through all of the games here today. Feels great to be here.
It does feel good to be back. I mean, it's such an exciting
Even
format
is that
we've got
emotes.
here. I love the triple elimination. I love that you have to earn your spot to Master Santiago with a best of 5 at the end of
Base
all of this.
blue
So
smiling.
there's so much
Okay.
to play for here, and a lot of time to learn, a lot of room for mistakes, and a lot of room to get yourself in to that Masters, the first one of the year.
Oh boy, I didn't realize how much I missed this music. As we hit the dubstep button, that means that it is time to get into the action. Our first matchup here of the 2026
They really do not want people with
season.
epilepsy watching
Nongshim
VCT
Red Force
Pacific.
going up against Team Secret. Let's jump into Haven and see who is going to be
Pretty
taking
sure
that
you might
first
just
step
die.
through that massive, long triple elimination bracket.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one here today. I think
And this
even
has ascended
though
twice.
all of us went for Nongshim today, I did really have to consider Team Secret. I like a lot of the pieces.
I
you
feel
have
like Team
on
Secret
this roster
has
now.
a potential
I'm a big fan
underdog,
of
but I
Zeta
don't
and
like
Silva,
double
and I think
controller
they're good
comp.
additions. I
And
think
like I
Berserk is
said,
one
I
of those
think
players
taking
who's
advantage of the
really
attack
rock
sidedness
solid,
of the map with your
throughout the
comp
years.
like NS's is
last year and previously with
probably
a lot of
going to end up working out for them.
different orgs. Jesse,
We'll see.
gonna get the info out. Just a couple, actually. It went a little bit far. But they're gonna hold back. I mean, you really got to watch this Viper.
TS is rotating all the way over to A,
There's
though.
a lot of ability to explode past this wall.
This is going to be a really
Already
tough take
rotating
here
in.
if they
Jesse's
commit,
gonna
which they are.
Last entry coming through. Jesse able to find the first, though. Francis going to be taken down. Gets himself a second, but RB will be able to reply.
Ooh.
And Tommy all the way into the back there at Hell. Finds 10-10. Slides
Oh.
forward. Draws some attention.
Damn, why is he right-clicking?
Down Sylvan. Nongshim Red Force. 3 players alive. Berserks.
Okay, yeah, I mean, kind of what I expected.
Now in a 1v3. A couple
I honestly thought Team Secret was going to win. They had really good positioning. They were all here. Nongshim definitely took it a lot easier than I thought they
Weak
would.
players, a chance, but that 50-50 cross is so brutal.
Smoke now dissipating.
All right.
Spots out the one, the swing coming through, finds the headshot on the down.
Okay.
Do nothing more. Nongshim Red Force.
This is Team
He'll go
Secret's
ahead,
map
draw
pick,
first
so...
blood and claim the pistol.
This is kind of exactly what
But,
you were looking for with this no
again, like I mentioned, attack-sided composition, attack-sided map. If they didn't win pistol here, that's kind of surprising if you're Nongshim more than anything. I feel like Team Secret's gonna have a really big chance when we switch sides, not just because it's an attack-sided map, but I also just think, given the fact that it's a double duelist comp coming from their opponent, they're probably gonna struggle a little bit more on that defensive side. And I feel like running double controllers lends its hand a little bit more to being more balanced in between either attacking or defending. It's definitely more defensive comp than obviously running double duelist or double initiator. But I do think there's a lot that you can do, especially with like Viper lurking and stuff like that. I think you get to work the map a lot more with that kind of comp on your offense. And I do think that that's where Team Secret could kind of take it back. So if they can just like get like 5 rounds here, kind of what I would always say on Haven is like if the defense just gets 5 rounds, they're in a position to like at least keep it even, go to OT on the second half. Ooh. Okay.
So a second investment, kind of missed that one on the graphic. Either way,
It's a good kill.
1 for 2. Nongshim still very well favored here. As Spike will get planted, and Team Secret, they're holding back. They're all in the spawn. They would like to just go down to the Spike, but Francis is going to be out for blood. See if he's going to find himself a couple extra charges here. As
they snuck past.
Slot themselves forward into heaven.
And the timing there, nice for Team
I'm
Secret.
still watching it anyway.
Just don't want to give anything up here, but
Oh, wow.
Aware. Oh, it did bounce in. Bounced out.
Yeah, that might
What
be
a
little
whiff.
bit. This is something that we actually didn't really touch on. Desk might have mentioned it, but RB is the one playing controller here, obviously, and X-Frost is picking up the Sova.
Yeah, so a bit of a swap and maybe a little bit of jitters here for Nongshim with those minor role changes. I mean, obviously, we know RB can play anything.
All right, well,
we've seen it.
I thought maybe they were going to be able to get a kill or two there.
He is willing
They
to
did
slot
not.
into whatever role is necessary.
A bit
and,
unfortunate.
You know, as IGL as well now for Nongshim, whatever role that he feels most comfortable calling from is probably part of it. You know, X-Ross, a very talented player in his own right. Just in that moment, well, okay, so you don't catch 3 players up there and they die to the Spike instead. Not the biggest of deals in that moment, but something certainly that I'd like to see cleaned up a little bit was we go into the first buy round for Team Secret.
It was an oopsie, but you know, at least it wasn't like an EMEA level dart. So
you're already starting.
Even when our
you
players,
already started.
Even when our players whiff, they whiff better than EMEA.
Okay.
As Jesse looking for
I don't
a
watch
little more
EMEA, so because
information,
it's early in the morning and I also don't care.
I mean, I appreciate you're already trying to start the beef and the rivalry.
It's never ended.
That's fair.
A very expensive bonus. Ooh, that's a big loss. That's a gun.
Down, be at the same time shoved back by that drone.
They're working the map a lot here,
For Secret as they look to get
which on your bonus is a little interesting.
I know that long A was pretty clear, so they
Didn't
can
find anything
reinforce
yet.
B here, but Nongshim making a good call of their own off the back of that contact they had. And they are scaling a little bit forward, so these duelists are being really quietly aggressive.
Swing in.
Wow.
Ivy trying to challenge for the fight, but Berserk's able to hold it, so very well poised now.
Well, A-site is going to be taken.
Down B. Will be able to swing in pretty much instantaneously.
Okay.
Jeez. Cleans up 10-10 there, but Jesse Vash on high, able to find one, tucks back. Minor damage suffered. Shock dart precisely where he wanted it to go, but RB does manage to get away.
So here's the thing, it's like
there.
Team Secret's running double controller.
Held,
Obviously,
stinger in hand.
it's a little different than having more than one Sentinel, but still, like with a Viper, Viper's very like Sentinel hybrid in that they do a lot of stalling. You know, the smoke decays, you've got the molly, blah blah blah, right?
This round all starts
It's very centered around stalling, and so I'm very interested to see kind of how they play with that, because like that's kind of why it's a little bit more defense-sided for them. Obviously, you know, you're running a double controller, you can just have more control over the map, you can cover, especially on a 3-site map, which is really big, you have smokes for all 3 sites, is very beneficial, but a lot of what Team Secret is going to need to utilize is take advantage of the fact that running double controller and with the molly that Viper has and the poison cloud and stuff, it's much more centered around stalling and slowing down pushes, utilizing those smokes, utilizing that secondary util, and it just feels like so far I haven't seen too much of that. You know, I mean, A site is a huge weak point here in the way that they've played this year, where there's no controllers available in terms of like being on site. Now they can. In fact, both controllers are there, and they're leaving Killjoy to lock down the rest of the map. Probably because 1010 has so much contact here, or so much info here. But it's definitely interesting. The
Very committed angle though.
like, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting just to kind of see as we get into the, you know, the true buy rounds, which this one was. And obviously they've been picked off very slowly. What a shot. My God.
Nongshim just looks so sharp right now. This is just aim duels that go their way.
Francis looking to try to lock on, but Kelly's does manage to make it non-flawless, but
I mean,
that is
they have to save now.
Scattering to the opposite side of the map.
Wow.
It's going to be Nongshim maintaining
Yeah.
the lead 3-1.
Nongshim's doing a really good job of working the map
Put together a decent buy though still for Team Secret since they
and
try to hang on
getting
to these two
info
guns, and
early.
seems like
At least so
they're gonna
far.
be allowed to.
Team Secret's kind of just giving them that info. They played out. They've lost players in the process. They should call a timeout here. I know it's kind of early, but I feel like they haven't looked good.
Knew that they had an opportunity.
It kind of feels like the one round that they did win was because of the gun advantage, where it was like they were winning their gunfights more so than like a positional thing. Because Nongshim won this round because of their positioning, right? Like, yeah, they got a kill over on A, and that helps. Yeah, they got a kill in the, you know, yeah, they got kills in certain places, and that obviously helps. But part of the reason they were able to get those kills is because there's so many of them in those positions. Where like Silva's pushing into a 1v2, no util to back it up, just walking right into them, dies.
Like to use it to help control that top of A space, oftentimes. But
they're
without
not
it
calling
there,
timeout.
Nongshim maybe saw a weakness and thought we can go and challenge this orb, and
It's very interesting. I mean, different coaches have different styles. I know
Start. Another buy and their first ultimate online.
our coach for Alliance Angels is very like, he'll call a timeout pretty quickly if he has something he thinks needs to be fixed. And I kind of like that strategy more than like hoping your players figure it out and then like maybe you can save it for later. Because like, I just don't think there's a whole lot of value. If you can win around now, you can win around now.
10-10 on his own.
Okay, trade.
Eliminated there at the same time as Tenzin just tries to slow
Oh my God, Nongshim's insane. All of their players look insane in the gunplay. Like, see what I mean? Like, they have to use their stall util. That's why, you know, you're running double controller. You gotta have good stall util to back it up. Like, you've got to be utilizing that to stall out your opponent, and that just hasn't really happened here.
Running these kind of similar setups.
France is just running through B.
Yeah, this is the new piece to the puzzle here.
Sights are all forward though. Have they not actually clocked this? I'm not sure.
Oh
if they
my
have.
God.
Absolutely have not. And Francis just swings in from behind, cleans up Berserks. Kelly S will be able to snap on for a kill, but once again has to just hightail it out of there to try to hold on to the rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really good reads.
And like, this is where they're going to get stuck because like Haven is a very retake heavy map. It's very difficult to retake on this map. That's why it's so often cited. But you end up needing to retake super often because it's a 3-site map. So you have to, you know, give and take space wisely. And that often ends up meaning sometimes you give up a space towards a site and then your opponent gets to plant. And so you need to be able to retake effectively. But when you're running double controller, you're not banking on having to retake. You want to win the round before the spike gets planted. That's your goal if you're running double controller, because you don't have a double initiator to help retake with, you know, recon and then, you know, like a, you know, breach util to help you blast your way in and clear out corners for you. You don't have stuff like that. You're not running double duelist where you're going to be able to, you know, ISO undercut in and then your TP behind them, stuff like that. You're not running that kind of setup. Meaning you're not playing for retake, right? If you're running double controller, you cannot retake effectively. That's just not something you're going to be able to do very easily. Obviously you can, and you know, Omen has some, you know, initiating-esque util in the TP and the paranoia, and that does help. But it's not the most effective way in terms of getting retakes going. I think that that's something.
They're not even going to mess with any other part of the map right now.
I think that's something to keep note of.
Quite an interesting idea. I mean, trying again to see if they can use this kind of sort of unusual toxic screen to their advantage. But Nongshim just happy to keep going A until Team Secret can really prove.
And like Team Secret here on a eco can't even really play on A because they don't have a util to stop. So
no resistance.
they're gonna have to play retake. And guess what? This is why I don't like double controller on Haven. I'm not saying like it doesn't work. Like it definitely can. But I think it relies a lot on your opponent not being super aggressive on their offense, which Nongshim is running a double duelist comp. Like they're going to be aggressive on their offense. You're not going to be able to just slow them down with one smoke. They're going to all dash in. They're not going to wait for it to drop and let you molly them.
It's actually going to be KLES putting that.
Ooh, big picks. Oh my god, what on earth is that?
Kill feed will just explode, and Ivy gets the backstab off in the very last moments.
It's disgusting.
Cleaned up for him. Nongshim now 5-1.
So now,
one thing
Team Secret should take a timeout.
About
There you
Nongshim
go.
is not only are they now starting to go for those lurks, starting to go.
But I mean,
for
the issue is compositional, in my opinion.
Francis in the previous one waited for things to really kick off,
like
over towards the entrance of A.
I think this is just a really hard comp to make work. Because again, you have to win before the spike goes down on your defense, and that's not happening. I did say though, that once they're on offense, you'll have a little bit more of an opportunity to play around. You can go for the lurks with your Viper, those types of things. And I do agree with that. I do think that Team Secret's going to have more of an advantage or more of a chance on their offense, but it's an attack-sided map, so like that's obvious. What needs to happen though, and this is what I said earlier, they're running a defense-sided comp, meaning for you running a defense-sided comp, it should probably end up at least 6-6 on the half if you're trying to make it more balanced in terms of defense and offense-sidedness. That's what a defensive-sided comp should do for you on an offense-sided map, is make it more of a 6-6 half instead of a 7-5 like you typically see on Haven. 7-5 in favor of the offense. But that's not what Team Secret is going to be able to do here, meaning that's why I favor the more aggressive comp that favors the offense-sidedness. It's an offense-sided map, so inherently you're thinking to yourself, well, we should boost our defense then, because if it's already going to be advantageous if we're on offense, we may as well make it so we have more of a chance on defense. But clearly that's not very effective when your opponent is doing what Nongshim Force is doing, which is playing for their offense, because right now they're doing very, very good.
I believe we have a listen in.
Listen in.
I don't listen. Watch B na bang. I don't see anyone. Nothing. Check. Nothing left. Nothing right.
Nothing.
I rotate.
Just getting that realization right as we come back into the game here that the strike was coming through the garage. Patient look at the guy try to come in, but Kelly S is going to get caught. Ivy, quick peek. In and out like a thief.
Look at this, they've just given up the whole site, and they can't stop it. I mean, to be fair, Nongshim is... I mean, Francis has some crazy fucking aim. That's tough to get past. Cross as well. Seen some crazy shots from Cross and Francis. Honestly, just all of Nongshim has looked insane at different points.
Deliver incredible clutches under the T1 banner, but not to be, not in this round. Timeout not working the treat that they wanted. Nongshim maintain their vice grip on this half.
I mean, you can see.
I mean, here's the thing with the timeout is it was probably more to figure out their A hits, which is not what happened here, and they tested C, and clearly C is an option now for Nongshim, and you can't respond with a timeout to figure out what was happening, and you know, that's why I would have used the timeout after round 4, because you know, you want to put an end to whatever they had figured out initially. Then they could have maybe stopped those A hits from being so effective, but Nongshim just kept doing it, kept getting away with it, and Team Secret never got to respond to that. And now they use a timeout, and it's a little too late because Nongshim's like, well, we'll just go somewhere else now that we have to because you're taking a timeout. Whereas if that had happened much earlier, you have more time to figure them out and blah, 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 blah.
Really nice extra piece of
this is all hindsight, so maybe I'm just
pocket is Team Secret in a round like this where you're on
utilizing that, but
and a bandit.
It's crazy because I did think Team Secret was going to win coming into today.
Okay, a little bit off timing on that TP.
But seeing the comp, because I'm just not familiar with the team.
Oh my god, the quick drawdown, Tommy finding the headshot, looks for a little bit more, and he's got it done.
I mean, you know what? Not much you can do if that's just going to happen against your eco.
His neon just looks different. It just likes it. It looks like it works different than anything
Neon
else's. The way
on
he's
C
so
long
quick to react to stuff. And
for Team Secret.
Okay, oopsies from Francis. Whatever. That was a bit of a set play, a little bit of misdirect. All's well that ends well here. You've got the extra guns. You've got Dombi. Ain't no thing.
I mean, hey, I said Sylvan was good pickup, and Sylvan has been kind of putting in the work.
Yeah, welcome back to the stage.
Pop frag now.
Feeling damn good.
What the?
Stage. Feeling damn good after that one. As TP forward, B looking to try to get himself up
What's
in heaven,
happening?
but Sylvan has him outdone.
Why is it?
Look back around the corner,
Whatever.
reads it like a book, gives him a player advantage to start things off. Nongshim, however, in control of the site, but the spike is only just now making its way forward, so this has given enough time for all of Secret to get clustered
Here's the
together.
thing, though, is like I'm not even worried for if I'm Nongshim here, because they have no retake util. Like, look at that shock dart. That's just stall util to try and stop the plant, which didn't work. They do have the lockdown. That is good.
Francis looks like he's going to try to make a
Ooh.
play for it, but Kellyes says, I'm not allowing for that
Very
fight
smart.
to come in. I know there's going to be a second layer. He reads it brilliantly.
Oh, nice.
Zombie will fall.
Okay, that was a good retake. I mean, it was a lockdown. It was really the ult that did it, but that was a good retake.
Defuse will come in, and that's going to be Team Secret.
I forgot they had a
Long last, giving
lockdown.
themselves a second round win.
Hey, the Viper's Pit now as well. You can lock down.
7-5-8-4 is Team Secret. You're still
I don't even
very
know where
much
you
in
want to
the
use that
map.
here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a
I'm
slightly
not really familiar with
attacker-sided
Viper
favored map
Haven
generally, especially with your opponent running double duelist.
too
if you're
much,
not,
let alone like
you know, it's just
you're only going to get
big
one
question
Viper
for me
ult
is
per half, so
some of the Viper ideas that are
it'll
so
be interesting to see
critical
where
and
they
so
use the
crucial
ult.
if you're going to run this
If
Gen
they
G
use
comp,
it.
is playing around that and using that to keep your opponents off balance, to keep them off guard, to surprise them.
Because obviously you
I
use it
haven't seen a lot of
preemptively
that
here.
yet. So they're relying
I guess
a lot
not.
on
Not this
contact
round.
plays. They're relying a lot on getting those opening kills or getting good reads early. And in those rounds, they've been able to do it. Sure, it works, but Nongshim is
That
so
hurt.
sharp, it's not going their way often enough.
TP forward with the dimensional drifts. Francis getting plenty of information as the overdrive now going to be popped. Dami catching a
Whoa,
glimpse, slides
okay.
back forward into the smoke, able to find Sylvan, looks for a little bit more, but RB takes away the kill on the Jesse Bash. And Nongshim
See, this is the Viper
very
util being used
quickly
to stall. Very
applied
good.
with pace. They drop around,
But
suddenly they just open up the
still the spike
floodgates.
goes down. Now you have to retake. You only have 3 players. Your
This is what you're
duelist
looking
as an
for out of
operator,
Nongshim.
like, what are you going to do?
Finding that moment,
What are you going to
the
do?
gas pedal, turn on the nitrous, just run at your opponents. We got a Yoru ult. Ooh.
The attempt here to get all the way over that C site. Ivy not wanting to have
Oh
them
my
take away
God.
any of these weapons as Francis unable to find the second Kelly.
Yeah, no, this is GG, man. I can't lie. The 2 rounds Team Secret has won is against bonus, so they had the gun advantage, and they had lockdown, which is kind of like a free win button if you use it right.
See if he can win out the fight here.
They have not won any rounds that I feel like have meant something. No impactful rounds.
Spot. The wall falling, it's a quick little pocket there, but and Berserks will be able to get the readjust. Finds the kill, but Kellyes
Oh, wow.
taken down at the same time. Domi now 14-4. It's Nongshim hit an 8-2 scoreline.
Yeah, so this is all it takes is just Yoru ult, Dombi ult, gets the spot. Paranoia there as well on top of Sylvan, making it more difficult for him.
I mean, your ult is kind of...
Until all around from Nongshim.
Your ult is a very good ult.
Just
But
so dialed in right now is Dombi. 14 kills already. We're not even to the half.
That's the operator loss as well for Secret.
that Dombi's looking insane. Honestly, all of Nongshim is, they look very, very good mechanically, all of them.
So they really want to get the orb
I know their
here
coach is
over
happy.
at Long A on the map.
Because
Love to get Jesse
if all of your players are winning their gunfights, it means that you can do whatever you want with them. So you do this, do this, do this, and you know that they'll be able to do it.
The ult department.
That's a good feeling.
They might not even use it here.
Just save it for the retake.
Using
I think so.
lockdown.
You've got to read on the positioning because you were so close to B already anyway. You could just wait this out. That's fine.
Sends it now. First pulse, getting the hit. RB able to juke it out, and then TP's back into mid.
Well, that did
Managed to keep
nothing.
himself alive and in the fight.
They didn't even use it for retake. They just tried to use it to kill the spike planner. I guess it's kind of for retake, but
Kelly, yes. Right, he loses
I don't know.
Paranoia. Dombi, however, still at backside.
And like, this is just what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to be able to play retake well here.
Sentence just trying to fight his way forward, but he's got 2 players to try to contend with. Wall falls,
And
and
then-
Exros manages to outdo
And then
him.
it just comes down to winning gunfights sometimes, and Nongshim's doing that.
2v4 with time ticking away.
This is a pretty decidedly, I think, Nongshim's map. Again, when we switch sides, maybe something will change.
Not sticking to this, just now committing for it. Cannot hit the
Yeah.
transfer. The spray down, RB will find 2 more kills.
I don't even know if he had time. No, I think he did. He did.
Looking to maybe lock up a 10-2 half.
Yeah, now it's just getting a little too scary there. You're never able to get into a place to get a pit down or do anything about it because Francis just knocks Kelly S right
I mean,
on his
you
butt.
could maybe see a 9-3 working
Exros
here.
able to win a nice battle there. Just got his aim.
Because, I mean, double duelist means you're not going to be able to play defense very well. You know.
Anyway.
It's going to be much more retake heavy. But again, they've shown they can take site pretty effectively on their offense. I feel like
the potential of a flank from 10-10. They've got their
retaking is much harder than taking site when you're attacking.
Okay, well, overdrive, ping reveal, Dombey getting a bit of damage, but counter stun from the relay bolt does hold him back for now. Tries to get the slide across. Exros able to
That's good trade, good trade.
Pushes forward, gets himself to lobby, and does manage to find value. So, player advantage here for the side of Team Secret as they look to try to close out the half with an additional round win.
Doable. It's that same pocket for Berserk.
Jesse gets this here, right? Oh, never mind.
Spotted out a gun barrel. I don't think Ivy went far enough forward for that. Ivy seemingly, okay, I was going to say playing this patiently, but starts to creep forward once again. In the meantime,
interesting. You do not see Viper on defense using Viper's Pit reactively very often.
Now there's a second one.
It's usually preemptive.
RB left to do it all. Finds one.
I mean, it's
He's
good.
Up and over the top. Gets a kill, he gets his ult, but would need to use that basically just to pick up the spike. The pit will fall.
Wow.
RB, okay, snaps on. Drone to try to check forward. Smoke goes out. Try to make a go of this one. Another smoke available here in the next few seconds. Shock dart, however, could just end this one, but it's a bit shallow. So Spike does get in play.
30 HP, I mean, surely not, right?
To kick off the stage. If RB could close this out. Secret needing this round win. He plays it patiently. Has to pull the trigger though, and oh, he waits too long!
I don't blame him there.
The hubris doth
I don't blame him there.
as he will get taken down, and Team Secret managed to make this a
I mean, 30 HP, you gotta do what
it's
you gotta do.
honestly a really smart idea because
I don't blame him
Jesse
there.
doesn't check that corner. Somehow Berserk realizes it and immediately
I think that was
the
good.
corner and pre-fires it. He's like, nah, he's not on the site. There's no way he's
I think that was also good from Team
garage.
Secret, but again, it's another round. The ult had to be used to win it. It doesn't necessarily feel like... I mean, I will say, actually, I don't think the ult had too much of an impact here. I do think a lot of that had to do with...
And behind that, you have two judges.
They did a good job of winning that fight in A lobby. I think that that's definitely something to highlight.
The other side of the map. It was a good round. We didn't see enough of that, though. That's the big issue.
Well, into the halftime now. Coach is able to reconvene. So
I am interested to see what this offense is going to look like from Team Secret. Because again, you kind of have to work the map a lot if you're running double controller. And that's what it kind of lends itself to as well. Like, you see a lot of Viper lurking. Whereas normally that would traditionally be a job for like your Sentinel, or maybe if you're running double duelists for one of your duelists to do. But when you're running double controller, it's going to end up being Viper doing a lot of lurking. A lot of it, there's probably going to be a lot of defaulting, I think is how you should run it anyway. You don't have to, but I'm interested to see how they play it. And then for Nongshim, playing this defense is going to be interesting as well, because they are running double duelist, very aggressive comp. So I think it'd be beneficial if they play a lot more for retake. They let Team Secret be aggressive, knowing that Team Secret can't be aggressive given the double controller.
Can they try to control Dombey's the question. 15-6-2.
Team Secret recorded only one win in 2025 Kickoff. Is that what it said? That's kind of crazy. Is that not like messed up though? Okay, so they're playing aggressive. That was really, I mean, that's kind of just a gamble push and worked out really well. This 10-10 somehow wins this. I feel like you take that fight there. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy for that. 10-10 dies here. Oh, and took the knife out. That's crazy work.
Right before that weapon could come back through. Solid effort, some
yeah, I mean, that was just Nongshim getting very lucky with, or not Nongshim. Yeah, Nongshim. Nongshim getting lucky with their
and that allowed Ivy to get over to the A
play
side.
there. It was a really good set
You
play.
just don't expect that.
Attacking A.
You can see, look on the mini-map there, Ivy's at C, but
Got a double
after
duelist
all that
comp. You can be
contact,
aggressive. That's exactly what they
he's
were.
pretty quickly making
And
his
they
way over.
clearly caught Team Secret off guard.
Because it's so chaotic.
I think 10-10 should have taken that fight with Yoru there.
Amazing plays. It just
I think if 10-10 took that fight and then won it, that's a free round there. Maybe not a free round, but I think they could probably win the 1v1.
Again, great calling, great reads from Nongshim.
Although 10-10 does only have 5 kills, so I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, that could be too, absolutely.
Aggressing up A again, and they take out Neon's doing the lurking. Solo duelist, and you're having your singular duelist lurk with a Marshall. Okay.
He's looking for our first ace of the season. Given the way that Dambi is bounding around, you know that he's going to look to try to play him in. He's found him. He's got him stunned into the corner. And Francis will collect.
Okay.
Your Predator
Wow.
ace to go ahead and get Nongshim one step closer to closing out this map.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why on your eco round you're having your Neon solo lurk.
He's just like, yeah, I'm letting you do it, Francis. Come on.
For the cause.
Exactly.
I mean, I get like a Neon Marshall, I understand. But
Clean
like,
stuff. We saw it in their attacker side.
clearly didn't work.
Anti-eco, grab the Marshall, does it again this time.
I also think that's like one thing that's really hard is like clearly Team Secret's struggling in terms of mechanics as well. Like they're not winning gunfights. And I feel like that's one thing like that's really hard to address as a team is like we're so used to playing a certain way because we know that we can get kills. If we're struggling to get kills, how do we adapt to that? And like that's not really something I think you work on. Because like obviously you're not planning for, hey, what if our duelist stops being able to be a duelist? Like no, they're your duelist for a reason, and then you know. What's up, Mick Cheeky?
Looks for a little bit more. Has some reinforcements.
I'm your favorite streamer. Thanks,
Joining
man.
him here on the C site.
Appreciate it.
Pulls off the angle and does miss the opportunity potentially here to clean up a kill onto Jesse Bash. Swing out and it will be
See, like that's what I'm talking about. That's just not a gunfight you can be losing. And then it's like, well, what do you even do there? I mean, it is a 1v3, but they had so much time to get a kill there. At least just one.
Looking to be a bonus converted. Dambi now bounding forward, Judge in hand. He's looking for a target. Takes the turret. I mean, he's just having fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Walking out of the mid. To find Berserks, and that leaves Kelly S once again to try to just retain this weapon. Just looking the wrong way.
I mean, it's such bad timing for both of them. But regardless, I mean, that was. I mean, it's really hard to save on attack.
Side of the half for Team Secret, where they're trying to go for an orb, trying to go for a play.
Yeah, I really don't like that Neon solo lurking over on A. I just feel like that's.
They just lose. I mean, you know, there's a Marshall on the other side.
That I don't know.
Challenge anyway.
That feels wrong.
That's almost certainly map.
That was also an expensive round.
And that's all it comes down to. You can't.
Oh, thanks, Lord Wizardton.
Out here in the mid, big walk down from Nongshim, able to find one. Now a second, 10-10 gets dropped. Dambi not stopping yet. Chases forward, looks for a little bit more. The paranoia, however, is good. And Francis.
Man, I'm like.
Berserk's gonna be taken down.
I did not expect it to go like this.
Managing to find the one.
But I mean, I think Nongshim is also just kind of being recklessly aggressive, but that's because they can. Like Team Secret's not clearly not going to force them not. Why is Sova in their spawn? What is happening? And why is Nongshim holding this like they have the spike or something?
Yeah. And there's certainly no way that they read this.
No.
So it will be a bit of a rude awakening as Kelly S spotting out one. X-Ross able to find that kill, so in with a
I mean, okay, so it's it's winnable, I guess.
They just have the plan as they get the audio notification.
One shock dart. What is that recon dart?
Go for like the double bounce old tech.
He's gonna go all the way around.
But he's playing himself into a bad angle. It's not planted for...
Does he have a shock dart lineup for this even?
Even then, he's only got one shock dart.
Yeah, I know.
So now, yeah, has to come back through sewer. Just a quick check. Nothing spotted. Tap of the defuse not being stuck, and time is starting to get away from them. Jesse has an opportunity, and he also has a guard.
You needed. Wait.
It's one hell of a headshot to go ahead.
Oh my God, they won.
Well, not take this one down because they never held it to half. So in fact, it is going to be Team Secret.
Okay.
Winning out the round. A Red Bull clutch for Jesse.
W
Nash.
clutch. Okay.
Play on.
Okay.
That is a.
It is what it is.
That is a round.
That was a round.
I didn't think they were gonna win it, but they did. Hey.
How intriguing.
If it works, it works.
The whole time, I'm just watching Jesse just keep going while the rest of his team is trying to hold on to their own damn spawn. I'm like, well, that works. A wry smile from.
I mean,
now the oldest
I just really thought their offense was gonna look better from Team Secret.
Sure,
I really did.
Moving to
coaching, yeah.
10-10 trying to get things started here with the overdrive. but
Like
strong.
you can't. Like I don't get what they're doing. They're playing so split up. They're expecting their Neon to get 10 kills. And again, I said this before, I'm not really sure how you play as a team when you realize that one of your players is struggling to get kills, especially if it's your duelist. Like, you still obviously want to play like they're going to get kills. But, I mean, your Neon's 5 and 16. I don't know if you have them run down A long with overdrive. I don't necessarily think that that's the move there, if I'm honest.
In front of Ivy, so
I just feel like there's better calls to be had. I'm also shocked that I don't think they've used their second timeout. And the fact that they haven't is kind of surprising. I feel like teams need to be more willing to use timeouts.
He's got 2 nanos there. So if they clear 1,
Like, I feel like not having a timeout here, like, that doesn't... Oh, that was good. I feel like that's like a sign of like not an amazing coach, you know? Coaches should be able to call timeouts. Even if it's like your back's against the wall like that, you should still be able to have a timeout to be like, hey, here's what might work. Like, you should have an idea, right?
Others do end up going wide.
Okay.
It's going to be Nongshim now reestablishing player advantage for themselves. Stamby is just a madman, and he manages to find Berserks.
Wait, they're just sticking.
Hunter's Fury now going to be coming through the stick, already held the half. Sylvan able to find one. Francis gone. Sylvan
Oh, big. Oh my God, what a mistake.
Play on. They find themselves a 5th
Time was not low enough that he needed to go back to try and stick it right then.
I mean, the Hunter's Fury
That was a big mistake. They could have really won that. It was already stuck to half.
With that Guardian.
But Omen just like got too greedy to defuse. And Nongshim got to luck in. You don't want it to slip away from you.
From Team Secret and Sylvan. After getting the
I think weirdly, I thought their retakes were going to look good, but I think Nongshim does need to maybe kill them before the spike even gets down. Maybe don't even have to retake there. Maybe that would work. I mean, they just need one round. Like, when it's one round, anything could happen, you know? It was like ults are about to be a factor. Overdrive was already wasted there. Okay, this is why I hate people who are like so pre-aim heavy. Like, sometimes I'll have teammates or like some of my friends will like stare at a wall preparing to swing, so they're like pre-aiming. Like, sometimes you're just like, you don't need, like, pre-aim as you're swinging, not before. And that was such a weird pre-aim too, because like, what was... Oh, okay. Wait, full health though. Give it a chance, give it a chance here.
I'd have heard Francis there.
Swings in, just trying to find a timing as that paranoia goes flying.
Never
It's going
mind.
to be X-Ross to get them over the line. 13-5.
Okay, well, I mean...
Show up on Team Secret's map.
Could it have gone better? Yeah. So, that's about it. No. Why do I have Team Secret pull up twice? Not... I mean, Nongshim just looked really good there. I think they looked a lot better mechanically than I was expecting. They were winning their gunfights every single time they had to. They were. Up until like those last few rounds, it kind of looked a little bit shaky. But like for their offense, which is like where most of the game was, they were doing well. And so like this is what I'm saying with like, I think this is why playing to the sidedness of the map is really advantageous. Like again, it's very intuitive to be like, it's an offense-sided map, we should go with a defense-sided comp because that'll balance it out more, right? If we're already going to have an advantage when we're on offense, we may as well put together a comp that's going to work better on defense to try and take away some of that defense-sided or that offense-sidedness when we're on defense. But then you kind of take away your own offense-sidedness because you're not playing a comp that gets to take advantage of the offense-sided nature of it. And so when Nongshim goes for a double duelist comp, and you know, when you've seen more and more teams go for these double duelist comps in Haven, I've seen like Yoro ISOs as well, like stuff like that, the reason that that works is because you're taking advantage of that offense-sidedness. Now, granted, Nongshim did start on attack here, right? Had it been a thing where they started on defense, this comp may not have worked as well because for most of the game, they would have, you know, had to have been playing for a lot of retake. And with Neon Yoru, that doesn't super lend its hand to retakes. Neon's a really good retake agent, but Yoru not as much. He's definitely good for like entry on attack, but he's not super good. I feel like for re-entry, retakes. But clearly they did figure it out enough. They got the first 3 rounds here on defense, and I think that a lot of that is due to kind of the momentum that they had more so than the comp that they were running. They were also able to be very aggressive on their pistol, and then obviously you win your pistol, you have gun advantage, you can win your anti-eco. After that, I think it just came down to like Team Secret had so much momentum behind them. I mean, they were running around, they were, you know, doing something most pro players will not do, which is like they were, you know, leaving the 5th guy alive so they could ace, stuff like that. Like they were clearly like feeling it, and Team Secret was clearly not feeling it. The stats are not too bad for Team Secret here, other than, I mean, any ACS below 100 is unacceptable in pro play, in my opinion. I just think like without a second thought, that's like, you should not be in pro play. If you're having games where you're going, not that I'm saying Berserks shouldn't be, I'm saying like, that's the immediate flag that pops off in my head. It's like, oh, you got severely outmatched here. And that is exactly what happened. Considering Nongshim is an Ascension team, for them to be this good is pretty surprising. Granted, you know, I feel like you shouldn't necessarily sleep on Ascension teams, given the fact that like a lot of tier 1 teams don't have to prove their right to be there. Ascension teams do, so they have to prove that they should be there, and Nongshim did do that. They had to reascend and fight through relegation in order to stay here, and so I think that that's kind of, you know, more evidence of just how powerful and how strong they can be against tier 1 teams, and that was very clearly shown here. Again, I just think a lot of it comes down to a composition issue. And obviously, like if 10-10 was shooting better, if the whole team was shooting better, you'd have had a better result. It was very clear Nongshim was doing very, very well mechanically. They were winning a lot of their gunfights. It's something that like, that's one of those things that like, you know, I'm a caster analyst. Like I can think as much as I want about how a round went, but sometimes it's like, you just win the gunfight. Sometimes that's how it goes. And some teams just have the ability to do that. The best of the best have the ability to do that. And Nongshim clearly has the ability to do that. A lot of their players were shooting really, really well. Especially these top 3 here, especially Dombi and Francis, both of the duelists, both of the people who need to be shooting well were. Not that 10-10, like, obviously, you don't want to put too much pressure on just like the fact that the duelist only got 5 kills. But the duelist did only get 5 kills, right? Like that definitely has an impact, but I don't think that's entirely 10-10's fault. I do think that Team Secret was playing him somewhat weirdly, especially once they switched sides. Obviously that, you know, at that point the mental was down. They were just 2 rounds away from, you know, they were giving away, they were just 4 rounds away from losing, and they were kind of giving away those rounds there. But like, as much that is a factor, I also think that having, you know, being on attack and having your, you know, when you're running this comp, double controller, have one of your controllers lurk. You don't need 2 controllers when you're taking site. You just don't. Like, that's not something that you need. You only need 1 set of smokes. You don't really need 2. That's where double controller comps sometimes like start to look a little bit weird, is when they end up, you know, being on offense, and then it's like, okay, you're trying to like have 2 controllers take 1 site. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. But here we see that it's not something that they want to do in terms of splitting up the controllers on their attack. They wanted them to play together. And then it was Neon that was soloing, you know, working the map, lurking elsewhere, which is something that you really need on attack on Haven. You kind of need a lurker. Nongshim didn't necessarily need that because they were very successful at just being fast and aggressive. But for when you're running a double controller comp, you do need to work the map. You need to get players, you know, you need to be able to pick people off. You need to be working the map. You need to open things up for your team. And having Neon be the one that's lurking, I just don't think is the correct move there, because like it leads to your duelist getting picked off early, which is what we saw when Tenten wasn't winning those gunfights. I feel like as soon as you see your duelist is struggling to win gunfights, you don't send them on solo missions to try and gain space. It's not going to be effective. That's my opinion, though. I do think that they've got like more a chance than I think I'm giving them credit for right now. I mean, I did in my pick'ems. I do have them winning this series, and there's a reason for that, right? They've got more experience. They're kind of a little bit more veteran, but in the offseason, they didn't look amazing. I'm interested to see their split comp. We see it here. It's another double controller comp. Now, splits, remember how I talked about one thing that I try to highlight, right? Or that I was talking about is part of the reason Nongshim succeeded is because of the fact that they were running a double duelist composition. It's an aggressive comp on an offense-sided map. Their comp was geared towards the offensive side, and it was a map that's already going to favor that side. So they got to be really, really powerful when they were on Haven, especially starting on attack. When it comes to a map like Split, double controller works because it's a very defense-sided map, and double controller is a very defense-sided comp. You kind of take away the small holes that there are in the defense, given that like the defense kind of has a hard time rotating. It's a very long rotate on Split for the defense, and the shorter path, which is through mid, kind of exposes you. So by using a double controller comp, you don't need the controller to be rotating from one side to the other. You've got a controller on either side of the map, and that gives you a lot of advantage in kind of clearing up that one hole, which is the controller can only be on one side of the map at once, or, you know, if you only have one controller, they're forced to play mid, that kind of thing. You don't have that when you're running double controller. So this composition, I think, works here. In terms of the map, I would expect it to be very, very effective. One thing that's, you know, I do want to take a look, see if we can see Nongshim's split comp here. They also run double controller. That's not entirely surprising, but they're also running double duelist. So they're sacrificing the Sentinel. You see a lot of teams doing this on Split, and there's two reasons for this. One, it's a defense-sided map, so you might want to have two duelists so you can be a little bit more aggressive on your offense. But two, Sentinel's not as important. If you're running double controller, you already have a decent amount of stall util to take advantage of the choke points that are very, very active. There's massive choke points on Split. And the double controller comp with the smokes and then the mollies that you might get, or the paranoia, for example, you do have the utility to take advantage of that defense-sidedness inherently. So you don't need a Sentinel to be placing trips down or mollies or whatever, you know. It's not required, which is why a lot of teams don't go with a Sentinel and instead will opt for this double duelist comp, because then when you're on your attack, you can be a little bit more aggressive, and then you can have, you know, your Viper lurking mid, but you still got two duelists and an initiator to be aggressive on your offense. So it works a lot better here in terms of like, you know, running a double duelist is going to be a little bit more of an attack-sided comp. But when you're already running double controller, it kind of balances it out and enables you to take advantage of that defense-sidedness, especially given the fact that what Sentinels are really good for on your defense is stalling more so than info gathering. Like, yeah, if you've all rotated off site, it's good to have the trips there. It gives you good info. You know, you don't have to leave a player there. But I do still feel like Sentinels are typically on defense more for stalling out the offense and slowing them down, giving your team an opportunity to rotate. More so than just obviously the info is an important part, but it's more so than just the info. It also gives your team early info and then time to rotate using the stall of like trips or mollies or cages, those types of things, right? And so you don't need that on a map like Split, because the choke points being like, you know, B garage, right? It's your only path into B other than going through mid is through B garage, and so they can just smoke it off, throw a molly, you're done, right? That's all it takes, and you have to just wait, right? Unless you got a jet dash to dash over the molly or whatever, then maybe you can get past it, but still, like, then it's just one player on site. It slows you down a lot, and that's just a controller to do all of that. And then even if they do want to go through mid, mid is a choke point in and of itself. It's just one, very thin passageway upwards. You have to go up those stairs or, jump up past the boxes and stuff like that. And again, one smoke or a really good Viper wall, boom, they have no vision. You take advantage of that choke point that you've been given. My point here is just to say, when we're talking about a split composition, I do generally think, that double controller works well, and then the double duelist comp that Nongshim is going for is going to be effective, just given the fact that we've seen them play well with it. We know that mechanically they're doing very, very well, assuming that they go for this Neon Euro again, which they probably showed the agent select and I just missed it, but assuming they go for this Neon Euro again, I would not be surprised if, that aggression is rewarded. I'm going to go ahead and be willing to take a gamble here, say it's probably Team Secret starting on defense, even though I did not get that info.
I'm interested to see.
And it looks like that is the case.
He's one of the few on the planet that does this, that plays Neon on this map.
No, wait. Oh, they're running double duelist. They switched the comp.
So this is definitely one of
both teams are running double controller, double duelist. Okay, I like this then. Team Secret starting on offense, which is interesting. That they got to choose which side they wanted to start on. They chose to start on the side with the disadvantage. I don't necessarily agree with that, but we will see. I think you should always start on the side with the advantage, in my opinion, unless you have a really good game plan. I feel like taking advantage of the advantage is important. This is going to be good, though. I think this is going to be closer than I thought, given that I thought Team Secret was going to go for double controller, Sentinel, Initiator, Duelist. Oh, A-Site's free? See, this is the thing. When you don't have a Sentinel, you need to watch it with people, and they can't do that here because they were all off of the site. Huge shot there. Nice. I think Kelly's a good person to put on. I think Kelly's going to do well here as well. They were one of the Team Secret players probably doing the best on Haven, and now they get to be aggressive. I think that's going to be good for them. 2v1. There's a player in Heaven. There's no way Francis is going to be ready for that.
Swing ready from elbow. Francis to try to clutch it, and a player.
Yeah, they're not even looking there. Yeah, that was good. That was really good from Team Secret. I think that's a really good balance back. That is a really good way to start this round. This map. We could see Breeze. That'd be kind of insane. I really hate Breeze a lot. Actually, I hate Breeze a lot.
Nongshim took a pause and opted to.
But I really was not anticipating a Breeze today. We may see it though. Team Secret had a really good start here. It's just pistol. I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
And that basically cost them the round.
But they did manage to very effectively pull Nongshim off of A and then take advantage of it. There we go. 10-10's doing something. That's another thing. Right, beyond everything that I talked about with the agent compositions and how you're going to approach split, you do also just need to win gunfights, and that is something that Team Secret struggled a lot. Ooh. The Team Secret struggled a lot with on Haven, so obviously gun advantage here, so I'm not trying to say too much. Okay.
Claiming two, trying to build up towards that nightfall.
I mean, that'll win you around.
Really not a big deal here at all.
I feel like you died a spike here if you're Zombie. I almost want to say Demon 1 for some reason. Oh wow, nice shot. Yeah, Kelly's gonna do well on Yoru, I think. That's huge. That's the performer you really need as well as your Yoru. Yoru is one of those agents that, like, yeah, you've got util, flashes and such that will help out your team, but like, at the end of the day, like most duelists, you gotta be performing to be effective, and that's especially the case with Yoru.
Jesse finds the collat.
In terms of being able to not necessarily just get kills, but play around with your agent very well, right? It's movement agent. You need to have good movement. And also getting kills helps a lot, which Kelly has been able to do. Okay, this is really good. I like this. Get them off of the angles, prevent them from giving info, force them to use some util early. I do think defaulting here is good.
It's gonna say only a guardian here for Francis, so can't quite get the full rifle buy.
Right, I think defaulting is good, especially just because
Trying to set up for that top
Nongshim,
ramp angle.
right, obviously has a gun advantage here being on their buy. So if you do a little bit of defaulting, you give yourself an opportunity to get kills exactly like that.
This is a catastrophe now for Nongshim.
And that's A-site.
Still a chance to close it out, but that is already so much damage suffered.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you imagine? You know how funny it would be is if you had 3 players push out of A main and then you just had 1 player sit in elbow in case all 3 of those players died. And then they just like push into the site with their knives out.
Good chance to get into that 2v2 and get over
That'd be a really funny play.
hurdle in this retake.
But that would obviously rely on all 3 of your players pushing out of main dying. And at that point you give up the entire other side of the map. It's not worth it, but it'd be funny.
The timing there.
I think it'd be really, really fun.
Sylvan couldn't do anything about it.
It'd be a really good test. How aware of the possibilities is your opponent?
Paranoia still yet available for RB.
It's gonna be a really hard retake with double controller. But they do need to win this on a full buy. Really good paranoia. I think that got everyone.
Sylvan now looking to utilize this smoke against them. Just TP's up into the top. Ivy able to steady it for 1, but
Huge.
Sylvan now striking. Berserks holds down
That's a big win. Gotta pick up a gun, Sylvan.
3 rounds
Sylvan.
now, 1 for Team Secret
Oh, he
to
did,
get the
okay.
bonus converted.
Got a little worried there.
Oh boy. All right. Starting to see some really nice.
It's a really good start
This is all
there.
about the beginning of the round, getting that read onto
Down Haven, I feel like they just did not know, first of all, how to play against the aggression of their opponent, and also their composition was just really bad at playing the map that they were on. I think they struggled a lot with that. And now,
Anything but a bit of a ruse to try to set up a crunch.
now they're starting on split
Zerks and company handle
with
it very nicely. Him and Kelly asked,
a
great
very
job there.
split
Love that
comp,
reposition
double
from
duelist,
Sylvan.
double controller,
Really
and
secured that
they're
round
playing
for
it
Team
well.
Secret.
I'm not sure what's happening, why it's getting framey.
Back on script.
I don't think that's
Gumby
my
has a
fault.
Bucky. Jump peek, Ivy. Will have spotted him out, so Saturate going to be lobbed in by 10-10.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you want to watch Valorant at 24 FPS, why not?
Close, so not really getting himself into Bucky range, just tucks back at alley.
Maybe it's it could just be a direction, a directorial decision. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. The wheels are coming off as Francis gets the headshot on the Jesse Bash, and the door is slammed shut. The spike now stranded in the site. The clone chase forward, confirmed.
Oh, whoops. Apologize.
Enough time for maybe an attempt to
My
come
headphones
through
died.
Heaven, but it's not going to be easy. 10-10 very aware that somebody could be in that corner. Fishing behind the box. Well, gets closer to that convergent pass.
There we go. That is not my fault.
On the board.
Oh, there we go.
There's nobody that does it better than Domby.
Apologize.
This is why you're happy to maybe take an agent that isn't optimal on this map and put it on a player who's so damn good at it. Look at the timing there, too.
Okay.
So well read.
They
Again,
won the map.
disrespecting that snake bite.
Or the round. Not surprised.
They don't care at
All right.
all. Now Francis has an op. Domby with his ult.
That's a really big bounce back for Nongshim. I think especially given that Team Secret's mental coming into this, you know, was probably not in the best spot to deny potential momentum being built up off of that bonus round win is huge. Obviously the economy is still there. That's oh wow, that's a full shorty to the face. What is this?
And as 10-10 going in deep, but only takes Astros down to 7. Can't quite confirm the kill with that shorty.
7 HP for Cross, okay.
Not being able to confirm that.
Yeah, I think this is just Pacific. You know, for all the things Pacific Production does well,
Still really nice.
their streams are the bad part. Somehow. Somehow.
Very worst ability to clear space.
Like when all of Pacific Challengers were on Soup. Who wants to use Soup? And then, I don't know, they might still do it, but last year, I remember they would just run ads in the middle of the match. It was like, what the hell? Like, hello?
Gate crash now gone. Francis be committed here in this position, but as that smoke does bloom.
That's a really good poison
his
cloud.
angles. Convergent path's going to be sent out. Jesse Batch able to find one. Is Downby going to be taken down here on the site? Extra still able to find one as Francis going for a bold peek.
That's free sight.
It's only rewarded with one
Okay, they
kill.
win this for
Player
sure.
advantage.
And they get an op if they want it, but I don't know why you'd want an op on offense on split.
Should they feel it's necessary.
Actually,
So RB and
I guess it depends on who you're gonna
RB
put it
cut
on.
out for him, and yep, he will just go ahead and commit it. I'm gonna be spotted
Wow,
there.
that ult missed everything.
Could end up being false
Very
information.
impressive, to be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly. Ivy just on the outside of it.
Oh,
Oh,
RB still
see,
able
that's
to
the
readjust.
thing. The one thing that, like,
Fakes the
I could
TP.
like their composition, I could like the way they're playing. You need to win the gunfights.
RB still posted up top, a 1v2, and
But
just does not look
RB
good
can't
enough
win this.
to be able to grab that operator, but all of his util has been expended, so will just hold on to the Vandal, make his way out. His team's secret. Keep
What could have been good
themselves
there
in
is if
the
he was able to
lead,
get a
stretch it
kill,
little
he
bit
gets his ult up, he can ult and grab the op.
And a big thing here for Team Secret is
But
compared to
I don't know
Hammond,
if an ult is worth an
the
operator.
controller
I mean,
play,
it's from the
smokes
shadows.
looks
It's not
so
very
much
useful
better. The
anyway, but
coordination with them
that
is
was a
so much better here for them.
possible use.
They're able to cut off these angles. Okay, Jesse, just right through the toxic screen. Just one taps. Suspects that maybe there's a player there on the outside.
Good job, good job, good job. Let's go.
I think I'm seeing just a lot more effective use of their util than what we saw in Haven from Team Secret. They're just doing a really good job of pushing their opponent back. Their lurks are really good. They're not sending their only duelist to go lurk on offense. I would prefer to be one of their controllers and not their initiator, but like, you've got two duelists towards the side of the map that you're pushing. I mean, I think it's fine.
It's not in this direction.
Yeah, good anti-op there as well. It's such good info.
Prowler spotted one direction,
You know that there's probably not one holding long A. That's something you had to be afraid of if you were going to push A. There is an op there now, though, so you got to be worried about that. Oh, big whiff. And he's gone. Oh, that's a big pick from Dombey, though.
Sylvan, however, can't quite say the same.
You can still plant.
Let's get struck down. Dombey able to find the one, so player advantage for Nongshim as they look to try to get the retake going.
Spike planted.
Just a nice little timing.
They should win this.
Yep, Francis, the overdrive pop. Dombey, however, already down to 5, is completely blinded up. 10-10, able to find himself a second kill. Now a third is down.
Everybody's blinded. I can't tell what's happening.
Suddenly it's all on Berserk's now spotted, and the plant not for him. No util to try to delay this one, just has to win it out, has to take the fights. And
Oh, that's so fucking cringe, bro. Oh, I'd be so upset.
May just still yet lose
And you get him.
Looks like the operator will be recovered by Ivy in the last moments, but
Dude,
Nongshim
I
certainly did
am
have to work for that.
impressed if I'm Team Secret there.
I like the response here from Team Secret. When the ults are popped, they throw a ton of util at elbow. They're just trying to stop Dombey as best as they can there. You can see
10-10 did a really good job here.
10-10 still able to find one and get back to safety. Before Nongshim's able to do anything about him. Certainly they
I mean,
do,
this
they
is
get the
just
round.
like, I think kind of a misplay. I think they assumed that the spike was tapped and not stuck.
They knew that was on a knife's edge there for a moment.
Okay, goodbye.
Now. 10-10 taking
Oh,
low,
wha-
but Berserk
wait, what?
counter spams.
Just through heaven?
Finds two. Dombey trying to ring out with a judge, but just like that,
What just
this round
happened?
is over. Ivy, the last one standing. It's only one kill found.
How does it even
for
happen?
Nongshim.
Spike planted.
There's just two players sitting in heaven and then you just spray through? Okay. I mean, sure, yeah. I guess that judge did some damage, so.
10-10 gives his life for the cause. Ivy, certainly this feels
But 10-10 already has 8 kills. It's
doable.
like,
not a lot of money.
how many kills did 10-10 get
rest
on
of his team, so
Haven? Let me see.
it has to just be a save.
10-10 had 5. So he's approaching doubling his kills from the first map already, and it's the first half.
Cannot recover the operator this time.
That's a bounce back.
Solid punish and patient play. Team Secret.
That is a bounce back, if I've
Shows up
ever
now
seen it.
5-2. Not allowing for
I'm out.
Nongshim to string any of this together. And we
Not
see that
surprised.
that's going to be a timeout call now from the Nongshim camp.
It just feels like, you know, Team Secret's done their homework on this map. They have some pretty good reads on the tendency.
I mean, it's not just the reads. I feel like Team Secret's just got like I mean, they're just playing well.
you know, again, the timing of the utility
They're
is
just
better.
playing
Their
well.
reaction to some of the positionings. We've had multiple kills through that toxic screen right at the front of A. So that means
This is good though for my pick'ems because I did have Team Secret winning this, and I feel like a lot of people don't have Team Secret winning this because Nongshim, like, I feel like a lot of people have Team Secret winning for the same reason I had Team Secret winning, which is just like experience.
Putting it to darn good use.
But also, Nongshim Red Force just like looks better on paper right now.
What a nice start.
But
and again, you know, being willing
not
to
for
throw
long.
10-10 out of there on the waylay, he
Not
looks
right now, not
super
for long.
comfortable on this agent,
And
especially
that
with the
is a good
backup
thing.
from Kelly S. You've got a lot more ability to take and
For
control
me.
space, you know, pre and
Right
post
now,
plant
in this
compared to what they were running on Haven. So, and they're really doing a great job with it.
It looked like maybe they just needed that first map, get it out of the way, they get settled in on the stage. This has been a breath of fresh air compared to that Haven. Secret looking very well suited to this split.
I don't really feel one way or another about either of these teams. I think these are both teams that nobody expects to, like, you know, make international or anything like that. So there's not a lot of tension on this match. Whereas I feel like the next match I think is going to be really good for getting a look at Full Sense under the new name and with the new coach and whatnot.
See how quick Nongshim wants to pull the trigger on this retake.
Plus, I think Talon has a lot of fans, being like the only Thai team.
Faster, but there's the first one. Kill found. Zombie takes him out. Will be put on the floor. 10-10 with that outlaw.
Oh, big
Go ahead and
kill.
bring that reign of terror to a very swift finish. Repeats, finds another. Sylvan
Oh,
now
wow.
with the backstab, able to go ahead and get involved.
See, that's a good lurk from the controller. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, maintain
This is effective use of your composition. I still cannot fathom Neon being the one lurking on Haven. I don't get that when you have solo duelist. If you were running double initiator, like maybe, but double controller? Like, how are you just not sending your Omen or your Viper? I don't get that.
Okay, you get the one Bucky kill.
And they had a Sentinel too. Like, they could have also just sent Killjoy.
Bucky just works different. That's just all there is to it.
Every time I use it, it's like loaded with bird shot.
There's a really good bounce back here.
It is.
Especially coming out of timeout from your opponent.
His is buckshot.
Is there a difference?
Birdshot and buckshot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there? What is it?
Extreme difference. One is used for bird hunting and one is used to take down deer.
Yeah, but they're both like spread pellets, right?
Yes. I will explain this to you later.
What is this? What is this casting, bro?
Will be picked off here. So once again, dire straits and rough starts, but RB eventually able to track 10-10's location. Finds him, but player dead and a lot of damage suffered.
Shocking, American caster knows the difference between buckshot and birdshot.
You've still got the pit there on both sides, but you know, a little bit, you would think advantage Team Secret if they could get to it. That's an awkward position.
Oh, that timing would have been awesome. Oh, it is awesome.
Trying to see where that haunt was going
Okay, I kind of want Team Secret to win just because of my pick'ems, by the way. So if I seem a little biased, that's why.
2 quick kills. And
But my goodness, what a take.
That they do.
Wow. I don't. This might just be counterplay, like based on VOD footage or something, because this is really good.
Up outside of the poison cloud already.
Like Team Secret looks like how Nongshim looked on Haven, which is like.
Just didn't register it.
That's. I mean, that's obviously saying something.
For Xros.
Oh.
Will be allowed to survive.
Why am I dropping frames?
Not quite nearby enough to really go for a chase on this one. So one weapon carried over. Team Secret not going to be too bothered about that. I mean, plenty of ultimates. They almost have a completely stacked deck at the moment.
Yeah, you just read into what I was thinking about looking into this next round here for Team Secret. You have a lot of ability to start staggering some ultimates to give yourself potentially a massive lead going into the half. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. You're ready for the Waylay shenanigans. But again, Ivy just no idea Kelly S was going to be that far forward already. Again, I like it from Team Secret, taking a little bit of a
I don't know
page
why
on
my
Nongshim's
frames are
book,
dropping.
Disrespecting the utility. And the alt cycle, not great for Nongshim. No, Ivy's got the pit, could gum up mid here. But just the Phantom.
It's like my output just went way down.
Doesn't feel like he wants to invest it just yet.
Probably able to get spotted. I mean, that's 2 players position confirmed.
Exactly.
Not really sure what to do about this.
Just have to back away as the poison orb will dissipate. Prowler cleared and plenty of noise being made here by Team Secret. Clearly feeling fearless at the moment.
Kind of just hoping
So,
it'll fix itself.
My question is what do you do off of that? A lot of noise being made at mid, but you don't really feel comfortable to make a go of it there other than maybe sending 10-10 out on a Waylay mission. But instead, they're just going to try to go back in towards A. A lot of success in this direction throughout this half for them. So if it ain't broke,
Wait, network seems fine.
make it broker.
I don't know why it's having issues.
Yeah.
Kalias is going to try to maybe sell this a little bit as a fake. TP's back across. There's the entry now coming through. Saturate in hand. It's lobbed in there, but Francis tucked away. He's able to find a second kill. Kalias and 10-10 both hit the floor. That's the duelist now gone. Weapon going to be scooped up. Francis just disrespects him. Walks through the wall, finds another kill for his troubles. His time is starting to get away from them. 18 seconds. Having to push forward, they have to just run in. They have no idea where these players have gotten scattered to. They just have a crossfire set up as Ivy takes out the 2 remaining players. An effective Thrifty going over to Nongshim to find themselves a 3rd round win and a half.
And this is all just a really nice macro read from Nongshim. For Team Secret, they can't get anything going towards mid, so it's just a group up and push towards A. And
I don't know
that's the
why
setup
it's
for
so...
Nongshim. That's where they want him to go.
The bit rate's so bad right
These
now.
crossfires set up. Again, if you can't get them with the bait and switch in towards their half of the map, set up on your side and work it there. Worked it nicely. So that's a couple ults being burned.
Here, in a second.
There's the Yoru ult, a big one from Kelly S, but still quite a few in the back pocket for Team Secret to play around with. Still no Viper's Pit from Ivy.
Virgin Path sent, but no one getting caught. Dambi looking, trying to find an opener here, but Francis is able to find one. Extra's going to be traded out, but Dambi now. So on the opposite side of the side, able to find Berserk. Jesse Bash going to be taken down. Francis gets himself a second. Sylvan will be taken out.
I will give it a little bit longer to see if it fixes itself, and then I might just restart stream.
A 1v4, and oh, it's actually Dambi down on the site who actually comes away with the kill, not even RB.
I want to see that from Dambi's perspective. How much could he see from there? But still, again, Nongshim starting to make those adjustments. RB starting to find his footing with the IGLing. Calls for a pullback, expecting the alt dump. And, you know, if you have anybody who's going to absorb those ults, it's Dambi. You want to be the one doing that. He's the one who can take that pressure and still cause problems. There you go, just a tight angle there for Dambi. But
Okay, I'm going to restart stream really fast.
it's avoiding that convergent pass. And you don't mind if you give a little bit away to the Fade ult.
Speaking of ults, as I do love that we can just see, we'll be able to go ahead and clear it up, but RB on the repeat.
I might be
Sylvan
back.
keeps it in with a player advantage.
Oh, look at this
Hopefully.
flank too from Francis. I mean, Berserks is watching for it, but the timing here.
Oh, there's the gun barrel. There's the information that Nongshim needed.
Okay, yeah, I think we're back.
The slow creep up, and they're not reading anyone being on their tail this quickly. Spot on the one, there's the headshot, sees the other Berserks, looking for that second kill, won't be able to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm back on
So,
YouTube.
7 to
I don't
5,
know why I'm not back on
Nongshim, very belabored, but they do manage to rescue this half a bit.
That might be enough. I mean, you have to think, again, attacker side favored potentially with these comps that both of these teams are running. This is just, look at Jesse.
Alright, whatever. I'll just keep going, and then if it restarts, it restarts. Whatever.
He heard the ult, he's like, oops, better get my gun.
If he kept trying to go for that util,
he's dead.
Yeah. Well,
at least
maybe not
heard.
for the overdrive, but yeah, he would have taken quite a bit of damage, and who knows, the round could have been over all the faster for Nongshim, but 7 to 5 at the half. Team Secret. Curious if they're going to be able to get themselves a second pistol, take that first step from the defender side towards trying to send this over to Breeze, because I have no clue what to really expect.
Dude, man, what's happening?
No, I mean, you know, we've seen a little bit of it in the other regions, but we haven't seen what the teams in Pacific are going to do with it, with the changes to it. I can pretty well guarantee that you're going to see Neon from Nongshim, but
yeah,
Yeah, let me just like full.
That's
I think that they probably just end up running Neon Yoru again.
I think so.
pretty likely.
Can I do this?
Team Secret's the big question for me. Are you right? I think Neon just as good, but you know, what is 1010 truly comfortable with? Where is, you know, we've seen him
There we go.
limited
Okay.
amount of opportunities we've had
We're back.
specific with 1010 that he plays a fair amount of Neon. He seems comfortable on it. We've seen some good moments from it, but
Okay.
you know, again, that Neon
Hopefully
Neon
now
did not go his way on Haven. Is that
we don't have
something he's
issues.
gonna
If we have
want to
issues,
do
I'll just
again?
end.
Anyway, that's the next map. This map, good
Okay, back to
adjustments
the
on
game.
both sides. I mean, map to map, good adjustments from Team Secret, starting to read those tendencies from Nongshim, and then Nongshim starting to get the reads on how Team Secret is going to want to play their half. Oh my God.
Oh, looking for a very
All right.
quick hit here on the pistol. Stun connecting. Downbeat able to find Kelly S.
He's moving around in his seat like he's racing a car.
The way that he operates. Headshot gonna be found, but Sylvan able to survive. Gets knocked
I think
down.
Sylvan's shooting the way I was expecting Sylvan to shoot.
Over from Ali, sends out a couple shots, and Downbeat, you know, oddly decides to not push it.
Okay, so 7-5 on defense is like not bad for Nongshim.
I love those little angles they take.
Or sorry, 7-5 on offense. I should say 5-7 on offense. It's not bad for Nongshim.
Finds 10-10, but Jesse Bash
Like,
trades it.
given the defense-sided nature of the map,
Smoke it set up,
and given the fact that they're both running very similar comps.
lingering within this one. Yeah, there it is. The push forward. It's the near 180 turnaround.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be another pistol here for Nongshim, 3-1 in that regard. Now just one round separating the two squads.
Oh wait, no, Nongshim started on. Oh,
This
we're
round
right.
is one of
I'm
those
turned
rounds
around.
that it's
That's
not
not
just about
good.
the kills from Downbeat, but it's about his
Actually,
movement.
that
It's
is
about his ability
not
to create
good.
chaos. Initial disrespect of the util.
It's not
from
like
Team
bad.
Secret finds the stun, finds the kill, then is holding that tight angle.
Especially
over
given the
towards
fact that they just
Alley,
won pistols, so
where
that should
he
tie it
knows
up.
that if a player crosses
They're winning
and
anti
somebody
eco,
from
so
Team
that's
Secret
good.
Shoots, he has an opportunity.
That's good for
He doesn't
Nongshim, I should say.
capitalize, but he
Nongshim.
at least backs them off. Then he's just dancing around the bottom of heaven, just creating complete chaos. And Team Secret just doesn't know what to do with it. They try to group up to try to force the issue,
Okay.
and instead it just plays right into Nongshim's hands.
No sheriffs, no bandits in hand here for Team Secret. It's just the full classics. Saw 10-10 considering a shorty for a bit, but Francis
Okay.
with this Marshall in the first map. Let's see if he can find a second. Oh, how deadly he's going to be with it.
I'm ready. He's
They're
not
all
gonna get
rotating
it.
away from him. They're actually
Yeah.
getting funneled right into Downby, who's got a judge at the top of vents. This could get bloody as X-Ross pulling some attention in from behind.
They just want to deny.
Well, try to just overwhelm
Okay, to
this
be
Bulldogs.
fair,
Do manage to get the one as a
why is
Francis
Francis all the way in B heaven?
Three by Samara.
Don't blame Team Secret for letting that
3K,
happen,
not
right?
quite the ace, but we're now tied up at 7-7.
Still huge though for Nongshim.
Okay, big
Not
tie-up.
giving the ability for Team Secret to die to the spike. And on top of that, you're funneling a ton of orbs into Francis to get that dimensional drift going quicker. So valuable on this attacker's side, especially for a team like Nongshim. They really rely on that coordination with their util in particular.
Nice.
Yep, I agree.
I go watching them.
Bring them
I
down.
go Vash. Yeah.
All right.
Ano main? Two I mean. They smoke mid, bro. Pull up.
Oh, well, there's a slide forward. Dombey giving him the bad news. Immediately finds Jesse Bash. Francis, the only casualty he suffered thus far. Quick strike coming in. These are the things that you have to
And this
be
judge
ready
is going to
for
be
when
annoying to
it
deal
comes
with, I think, the defense here.
Just feel bad. They're just getting, they smoked mid out of their mouths when they're getting kicked in the teeth over on the A site.
I will say it is interesting when you lack that sentinel util to do a lot of the slowing down.
That judge on the opposite side.
Given that both teams are running double duelist, double controller, it almost makes this map look a little bit more offense-sided.
Needing to hold on to these
Oh,
weapons,
and they're
bolster the
saving.
economy as much as
Wow.
they can for the second half. Dombey, however, might go chasing forward for a bit, or just rotate back, scoop up a different
That
weapon.
is kind of...
Going to be the latter. That's going to be Nongshim gaining the lead now 8-7. First time in the driver's seat here on Split.
Sylvan.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Oh.
RB just never even checked. Freebie it over to Sylvan, but not a big deal for Nongshim, who
All right.
change of pace. Just run at him. And again, it's kind of funny to me that, you know, we're listening into the comms while this is going on, because you can hear just this is so fast and so unexpected. We don't even get to hear Team Secret really register it, really even be able to call anything in the moment to do anything about it, because they're trying to figure out what that smoke and mid, what those setups mean, and it's over. The round is
I think
done.
timeout's really good. Even though it's only 3 rounds in, you've got both of them. You may as well use them. And I talked about it earlier. I really like when coaches like are willing to use their timeouts. Like if you can just, you know, get in there. That's what you need sometimes, you know.
I mean,
Like if a coach has an idea, they should just give them that idea. A coach should always be able to see what needs improvement, and then being able to communicate that is important. Is taking advantage of the fact that they have 2 timeouts right now.
It's the same problem they had on Haven, where
We'll see if they're able to utilize it effectively.
Enough, and we're starting to see those same problems.
I think the issue is they're just getting rushed into, and they can't slow their opponent down at all. The players that are on site are letting themselves get picked off, and then the retake has to happen with fewer players than your opponent has, and blah, 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 blah.
You kind of have to start now counterpunching Nongshim. I think you need to get aggressive towards their points of attack to try to stop the Dombi roll before it begins. Don't give them the ability to go for those executes, get their util where they want. Make them uncomfortable. But I mean, with this Judge push up mid, Berserk's all on his own. It doesn't really look good.
There's that Judge ringing out again, trying to put the fear into their hearts.
Oh, but they showed a different look this time. They didn't disrespect the snake bite.
Yeah, they actually stopped.
They stopped. They threw a clone at it.
I mean, they are, you know, slowing down.
Hasn't checked underneath. Doesn't get the spot out, but Kelly is still going to be flushed out. X-Ross able to find him. Silver with the drag across. Does manage to shut down the Neon, but X-Ross.
Are you... Okay.
Just given the economy, given the timeout had just been called. Secret, do you just call for a save? All angles of exit are pretty much covered, though. Nongshim did not want to let them out alive. Check in, the dig through the wall.
Team Secret's starting to look like how they looked before when I was worried about them, which is that they're just not winning their gunfights now. Yeah, starting to look sloppy with the gunplay.
Got one.
And that is not going to very easily lend its hand to a win.
And the ults are in cycle. So now you're going to be able to keep pressing your advantage. I mean, the way they back up Dombi as well, the way they're drilled, you know, like you mentioned it, he didn't check underneath rope, but they still covered it. You know, they've got these crossfires set up. They're setting up that player for that flank angle from garage. All of these things that they're doing, really, really, really good for Nongshim on these attacker sides. Still been able to jump away.
Yeah, they clearly know how to play offense well. Same on Haven.
Push forward. Francis just walking it up with the Outlaw.
Oh,
ooh, the timing there.
Just to recheck it, Sylvan. It's a shot across, but far from getting a kill. Fract available. Both shots going to be going wide there with that Outlaw. It's at the shorty as well, just to keep them staved off for now. On cleared in heaven, but what do you do to try to get yourself into this one?
I mean, Jesse's still all the way over on the other side of the map.
Well, I mean,
the backstab's gonna come through.
Here from Team Secret that this is possible.
Yeah, none whatsoever. He's got a choice. You go alley, you go heaven. Which one do you want to try to do? Looks like it's going to be up into heaven he goes. Do you go for a knife is the next question. Okay, well, pot shot through the smoke eventually will put down Sylvan. He falls. 10-10 in Berserks, however, managing to fight back, but the time is just so far gone. So while they manage to come up with these kills,
hey, I mean, talking about doing damage on Eco, and they get all the old orbs. I mean, hey, look, that's not bad. Given everything.
Just again, finding weakness. Team Secret's formations. Able to just get that plant down so quick. Not much Sylvan can do about it. You know, so willing to be aggressive with an Outlaw in a situation like that. Just even though he doesn't hit shots, he just instantly knows, oh, there's only one up in heaven. Nobody's going for the cross from pillar. Yeah, we've got this site wide open, guys. Get this plant down. Make this retake just unbelievably difficult. Here we go.
Up, not connecting. Has to go on the exit. Does Nongshim storm forward onto the side? The dimensional drift.
I don't know if I really like Kelly on op, just given how much of a factor Kelly was in a lot of those round wins in the first half. Like, I feel like taking Kelly out of the fight, giving him an op's a little
completely caught off guard. Francis now in around the back,
counter to what you want to be doing. 3v3, 3v2.
And suddenly things start becoming a little bit too scrambled here for Nongshim.
RB? Okay.
He just TP'd, just came back in, just a quick little cancel there. In the meantime, Dami's just been zapping everybody to death. Looking for the 4K, he's just dancing around the
Jesus Christ, how long does that ult last?
It is just lunacy on display from both sides.
Huge.
Berserk finds the headshot, but once again, the time has been drained. He would have to full stick this, and he just can't do it. It's another classic Pacific round.
I mean, Team Secret looked so good that first half. I really thought that they were about to bounce back, like very dominantly, but
I missed Donby running around.
yeah, no, I mean,
in
this is
particular, Donby
not
running
it.
around this map with a judge. The guy's just absolutely off his rocker. It's a nice little saturate there for 10-10, but it's too little, too late. He's so accurate with the overdrive.
Whoa, Donby!
Another final timeout call here on the map for Team Secret. Trying to prevent Nongshim from getting this up to match point.
Well, it's starting
I
to feel like the ideas are just not there for Team Secret. The adjustments that they were trying to make.
You do have to wonder
shore up the defense
if the timeout is getting called because
leaving both your controllers over on
they have a good idea of how to approach the upcoming rounds, or if it's just because they're 2 rounds away from
That's why I'm
losing.
saying I think you need to get ahead of the curve here. You got to start just being aggressive at Garage, being aggressive at A main, really putting the screws to Nongshim before Donby can get going, before he can get in your face, before they can send a Yoru.
I think that's the tough thing, is like they're not able to slow down. It's the exact same thing on Haven. They're not able to slow down Nongshim at all.
Just throw some
Like, that's what a Sentinel would be really good at doing, is slowing down, especially a Neon.
Guys, I save up for 10 nim. 20 PP. I scan. One.
Does manage to find one.
They're saving. I don't hate that, given the fact that they're at 7. That's not too far off to be like, it's completely unreasonable. Okay, I was like 10-10. You have to get a kill there. Oh my god.
Get away with that for forever there, Ivy.
Little rough around the edges on that one. Secret get themselves a thrifty. Would be a very nice way to try to
It's just a mechanical skill gap.
themselves in a 3v3. Prowler does go deep enough to get the spot there on a Berserk, so now he has to backpedal. 10-10.
Dude, Jesse's...
8 HP remaining. RB trying to win out this fight, and he does.
Oh my god, and Jesse's so far away,
Cleans up
bro.
the kill, and now it's just Jesse Vash making his way through the attacker's spawn to try to clutch this out.
Well, we've seen it before from Jesse. He's done these kind of things, but gonna be tricky.
Certainly has. I think he may have been
Very
spotted.
expectant.
Finds the first, gets the second.
Oh,
Good luck, he might just be on for this one. 10 bullets remaining in the mag. Smoke into the floor. As there's the jump peek, gets the spot. And
wow.
finds his
That was, yeah, that was well
timing
played.
beautifully. A solid attempt from Jesse Vash.
Very good
to try to
stall on
bring
that.
this round back into their favor, but RB just plays it to
Alright,
perfection.
you ecoed, you got money now. N10's the one with the op,
Smoke there at the end.
not the Yoru. I like that a little bit better. I think Team Secret has a little bit more of a chance there. Because I think Kelly's just such a powerful player, they need to have a good gun. I think he's been limited without, or he's been limited kind of ending up on that op. But we'll see what happens. I think Team Secret can win. It's just like, man, they looked so good in that first half, and they haven't won a single round this second half. It's on a defense side of map, by the way. See, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. They have to use the ult to get it, and you know you don't have a Viper's Pit every round, but a round is a round. And then they get out. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I would have preferred a Viper stay mid.
Just gonna spread, just cover every angle.
No
possible.
vision heaven.
This numbers advantage. Now it's just about playing your life.
That worries me a little bit, especially given the fact that Ivy's crossing in now. I think they might have been spotted. Kelly did ping.
All the way back in your spawn. Portal closed. Play it safe here as Team Secret.
Oof.
Get the info and then
I'm just like, they give up so much space.
They don't have any. They've just completely waited. They should be getting a pretty good idea. This is going to be A pretty soon. No contact over at B.
Fairly fanned out.
Ooh. Wait, that's actually kind of big. Nice. Okay. Team Secret wins this.
Cleanup, and now it's just Ivy. A world away. Could just
Very, very late lurk. I don't think there's enough time in the round to have Ivy going all the way around like that.
Maybe put the operator at risk here. Trying to find this kill. Does just back off though.
10 seconds left.
I mean,
all right.
So bad here
I think Team Secret gets back in this.
Totally fair to
they won a round on this half. That's good. This is also coming out of that timeout. Even though this isn't, they didn't win this round right after their timeout. They took their timeout
Keep themselves afloat for now.
before round 19, but they had an eco round, so they didn't really get to use whatever they talked about in that timeout. Now they do, and it does work out. So, and again, I think a lot of this comes down to winning the gunfight. That is very, very important to do. It is a gun game at the end of the day, and I think that they've been struggling a lot with that. That's not something they were struggling in that first half with. They were doing really, really good in the first half, especially like 1010's got 17 kills right now. He had 5 on Haven. That is something.
Curious or worried. We might air something bad.
Give him a little bit of
and they're just gonna run through.
Gotta peruse through it and make sure that everything's gonna be good to go. But RP just TP'd behind
like what?
them. Oh dear.
Oh no.
And that, I think that's GG, because I don't. That's ridiculous.
Now TP's into their spawn to try to go on the flank.
I canceled.
Constantly gonna have them looking over their shoulder.
And then he gets spotted immediately, so it was wasted.
RP backpedaling safely, gets himself out.
Okay. Oh no.
And now it's just down to Kelly S. They basically have a 3-way high-low
You gotta hurry up, pal.
on the exit of this garage. Shots going through, makes his way over to Ali, but immediately the sights from Nongshim turn in that direction. Swing out, finds one.
Well, not the best first series if you are Team Secret, but I think that they kind of showed something there. But for Nongshim, that's a huge, huge win. They looked really, really good this series, especially that first map. They looked really, really good. They didn't look as good on Split,
Also, it should be mentioned,
but they looked really, really good on Haven. I think that this is a team that you got to be a little bit more worried about than I think maybe some of the more big market, bigger name teams are expecting. Oops. We take a look here. I haven't put it in yet, but oh, they're still on 10-7. What the heck? Yeah, like I mentioned, like 1010 was on 5 and 17, ended up with 17 kills in on Split. So that's a big, big turnaround. Obviously, it was not the turnaround they would have wanted, given the fact that they only won 1 round on that second half. I think that they kind of just struggled with a lot of the same things they started to struggle with on Haven, which was their defense was not really ever figured out properly. You know, running the comp that they were was more aggressive. They were going to have more success on offense, but to switch sides and just completely be unable to slow down Nongshim at all, I mean, that's just not something that a team like Team Secret's been in Pacific for a really long time. Like you've got to have a team that knows what they're doing in those situations by now. Yeah, I mean, again, like big turnaround from 10-10 is really good. I don't necessarily think like there's any one player you can point to this time around. Like, you know, on Haven, it's like, you know, you've got, I mean, your duelist going, you've got one duelist and they're going, you know, they only have 5 kills. On Split, I think it was just a little bit more about the team play aspect, the team not doing well, not necessarily one player not being able to, you know, put up with the task that they've been assigned to. I will say they did struggle a lot, again, especially in the second half, with just winning gunfights. And that's going to be a big issue. You have to win your gunfights. I think that, I mean, it's a gun game at the end of the day. You have to be aiming better than your opponent. And I think that that's clearly something that Team Secret is not as good at as Nongshim was. Nongshim was surprisingly good.
Talk to me about
I think
how this
mechanically.
experience was, because today is the day you start your Pacific journey on this dream stage as well. 먼저 성공적인 퍼시픽 데뷔전 축하드립니다. 근데 오늘부터가 진짜거든요. 이제 꿈의 무대에서 스스로를 계속해서 증명해야 할 텐데 어제 물어봤던 거 오늘 경기 승리 소감부터 들려주시죠.
솔직히 처음 데뷔하는 거라서 많이 떨려서 오늘 제대로 된 기량을 100% 못 보여줬다고 생각하는데 다음 경기에는 이제 두 번째 경기니까 긴장 풀고 더 좋은 모습 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
진짜 준비를 해왔네요. So honestly, today being my first game on the Pacific stage, I'm not 100% happy or satisfied with my performance, but I think in the next match, because now I have the experience of what it feels like to be on this stage and perform on this stage,
Right.
I'm pretty sure I can deliver a better performance. And let's talk about you on the Sova, because we are very aware that you guys made the change to have RB on the controller role and you move over to the initiator role. But I'm going to investigate a little bit more and ask you how you guys reached that decision and how is that initiator role for you as well. 그리고 이제 오늘 딱 데뷔전 첫 경기부터 소바를 꺼냈습니다. 지금 선수 생활 중에 이렇게 프로 무대에서 소바를 꺼낸 건 처음으로 알고 있거든요. 확실히 저희가 이제 경기를 시작하기 전에 알비 선수가 연막을 맞게 됐고 이제 엑스로스 선수가 척후를 맞게 됐다는 소식은 들었는데 어떤 이야기가 있었길래 이런 결정을 내리게 됐는지에 대해서 좀 자세히 들어보고 싶고요. 그리고 개인적으로 척후대 롤 어떻게 느끼고 계시나요? 이거는 준비 안 해왔죠? 그냥 짧게 말해볼까요?
상민이 형이 오더할 때 연막으로 오더하는 게 좀 더 편하기도 하고 그냥 서로 좋게 좋은 방향으로 가는 것 같아서 역할을 바꾼 것 같습니다.
네. 척후는 어떤 것 같아요, 개인적으로?
척후대 좋습니다.
알겠습니다. Well, RB felt more comfortable making those calls as our IGL on the controller role. So, you know, we didn't really have to fight for it, and we thought it was the best decision for the whole team. So that is why I moved over to the initiator role, which I think is really, really good as well. Now, lastly, we noticed how Nongshim is able to control the pace a little bit better compared to last year. You guys have more depth into your playbook, and I think that's partly because they have you with so much firepower and someone that we can count on as well. So what can we expect from you this season, and what do you want to show our viewers, and how do you want to prove yourself? 일단 그리고 올해 농심이 첫 경기만 딱 봐도 완급 조절도 굉장히 잘하고 확실히 좀 플레이에 깊이가 생긴 것 같다는 평가가 많아요. 근데 그게 가능한 것 중에 하나가 아무래도 엑스로스 선수가 총도 잘 쏴주고 1인분을 해줘서가 아닐까라는 생각이 들거든요. 개인적으로는 좀 팀에서 어떤 역할을 하고 어떤 모습을 보여주고 싶은지 궁금합니다.
팀에서는 콜적인 부분이랑 제가 막내로서 에임 퍼포먼스적인 부분을 좀 더 보여주고 싶습니다.
Well, team-wise, I think being able to follow the team's calls and execute properly, and personally, I would just really like to show off my raw aim and my individual talents. Thank you very much, X-Ross. That was a great first interview. Many more to come, and best of luck in your next match. 네, 이렇게 해서 엑스로스 선수 만나봤습니다.
All right.
Nongshim Red Force with
I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quickly, and then I'll be
VCT
back and I'll
Pacific
talk about
Kickoff
it.
2026, a 2-0 versus Team Secret. And while maybe Split wasn't as clean or as dominant as Haven was, we did still see that Nongshim are so prepared for this season, how they're able to adjust even with a new player coming into their roster.
Yeah, for sure. I think, look, honestly, Team Secret, and you can see it even here in some of these highlights, they had a couple of fortunate rounds. They started off very strong on their attacking side, as you do often see with double duelists when it gets a little bit of momentum. But after that 2-7 start, the deficit that Nongshim did build for themselves with a couple of unfortunate rounds and a couple of good plays from Team Secret, they win 11-1 in the next 12 rounds, and they really do kind of dominate Team Secret again at the end of this split game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a story. After the side swap, Team Secret, they had that momentum in the first half, but then it all falls away. They have to start again. And Nongshim just too clean, too clinical in their execution. And, you know, as we just spoke to, X-Ross, I think he had a great debut, even if it wasn't what he hoped for. I think he showed a lot of solid, consistent play, and he'll only get better as time goes on. I'll be, of course, on that smoke roll as well. Very solid. This is the Nongshim we wanted to see come into this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering whether they're going to settle on those roles going forward, because to be honest, I do like Francis's Yoru, but I know that X-Ross has actually played a lot of Yoru in the past. Maybe he's not confident already enough to take on that duelist role here in Nongshim, but I think maybe if they struggle a little bit going forward and they want to keep RB on the controller role, I wouldn't even mind seeing in the future maybe Francis back on Enir and then throwing X-Ross on the Yoru or something like that. I think that's another kind of role swap that they could try in Nongshim, but at least for now, they've done well enough to win this series 2-0, but again, it's an opener against Team Secret. The real test comes against T1, who have been seeded the next round ahead for Nongshim to take on.
Oh yes, that is definitely
Alright,
gonna be
I'm
a
back,
spicy
sorry.
one. X-Ross, as we saw in the interview, seemed a little shy. He looked a little disappointed in his performance, even though, like, in our eyes, it wasn't exactly terrible.
Alright, I do have, look at some clips here.
Acted there, even the snake bite's in place. I mean, it's a good call from Team Secret. It is, from what we understand, Jesse Vash making the reads and being the IGL still, but it just...
I mean, yeah. Like, again, it's the mechanics, man.
Broken, but Francis forward finds one. Quickly shifts sides, drone coming his way.
This is what I was talking about with, like, the difference between Team Secret and Nongshim, the, like, skill gap, mechanical skill gap.
Used for a brief little moment is suddenly kill feed.
They're just shooting so good. Look at some other ones.
Wait the plant out, and then
This
try
one's
to go
from
for a
Team
play around
Secret.
elbow, not anticipating that Team Secret was going to be able to get a player tucked into that corner already. And that basically cost them the round.
And again, like, they looked way better on Split in that first half, Team Secret did, but they just weren't what they needed to be at the end of the day. It's small differences that cost you.
It's just why this playstyle works so well for Dambi. And we know that early on in 2025, there was a bit of that nerve, so we were like, oh, we're not going to see Dambi Neon anymore, but now it just works way too well. You can't give it up.
I mean, and especially in this meta, if we're going to see a lot of double duelists, it does make, you know, it gives you a lot more flexibility to play something like the Neon, because you can have someone like a Yoru who can do that hard entry. Flashes are also provided, so you can have good setup. I think this meta moving forward could really suit Nongshim.
Yeah, potentially so. So we'll see how they go. I mean, T1 is going to be a big ask, but luckily they're keeping themselves in the upper bracket for now.
Yeah, big question mark indeed. And you want to stay in that upper bracket because,
Absolutely.
Of course, once you dip into the middle and eventually into the lowers, it's going to get a lot harder. The punishment is going to be much more severe, of course. But for Nongshim, hey, they can relax for now, at least for now. And you guys can relax also for now, but don't go too far because we still have another match to go. It's going to be Zeta.
This is the
taking on
match
full
I think
sets right after
everyone
this quick
actually
break.
cares about. Not that Nongshim and Team Secret aren't like notable teams, but they're not really. So I did lose my first the first match. I messed up my pick'ems, but there's an opportunity for a bounce back. So let's go ahead and go over this next match because I am expecting this one to go pretty much more much differently, I think, in terms of like the play styles and what we see. Right, it felt a lot like there was a skill gap. Right, I said it a lot of times. Mechanical skill difference. I talk about it a lot when I do these kind of watch party things. That does end up being very impactful. Is that mechanical skill difference, and that was a big factor between Nongshim and Team Secret. And although I don't think it will be as big of an impact here, I genuinely think Full Sense has a team with the most mechanically gifted players in VCT. And I know that sounds like kind of crazy glaze, because it kind of is, but Primi is probably the single best ranked player, period. And in my eyes, I think Primi is the single best like player in terms of mechanics, and I think a lot of his teammates feature similar depth in terms of mechanics. Plus Cruz, who was previously on Talon as a player, is now the coach. He was previously the assistant coach back when Frost was still the coach of Talon. Talon now, of course, is Full Sense after Talon has dissolved. But my point in saying all of this is that this is a very, very, I think, impactful I think this roster is just very, very good. I think they're gonna pack a lot of punch. If I had an underdog pick going into this bracket, I think I'd give it to Full Sense. I just think that they're probably the least expected to perform the way that I think they're going to perform. I do have them qualifying in the lower bracket. Now, do I think that that's actually going to happen, given that there's still Tier 1 and DRX and PaperX and did I say Tier 1? T1. DRX and PaperX and RRQ and all that. Like, there's still so many really, really good teams. And I don't want to like downplay that. And Gen G, obviously. There's still so many really, really good teams, and I don't want to like downplay that. But I do think that if there's a team that is going to surpass expectations, kind of, I think just perform better than people are anticipating, I think that that is probably going to go to our team here, Full Sense, who I'm going to be rooting for. I'm going to quickly change my titles and stuff, and I'll be right back. What you just saw on the screen, by the way, is Skirmish, which is a new thing to Tier 1. The way that they now determine who gets first pick during map picks and bans is they do a quick skirmish match. So each team picks one player to represent them, and then they do a skirmish match, which is a custom game mode, only available in custom matches in Valorant. And it's basically just a 1v1 quick gunfight only type setting. And the winner of that gunfight, the team whose player wins that gunfight, gets first pick. And I was not paying attention, so I'm not entirely sure who won it, but I think it was Zeta there. We're going to go ahead and go the division versus. Here, hold on, meet this.
Analyzing this roster.
I mean, they've lost the crown jewel in depth. That is going to be very difficult to deal with. One of the most talented players coming out of Japan. He's gone off to Reject to just go compete in Tier 2. Picking up Eco coming in from Noes Fox. You got Absol coming in from Murash, who did actually play with Silto a little bit, who returns once again into Zeta Division. Didn't necessarily wow us, although we've seen from Silto some fantastic stuff in Tier 2. Yep. You've seen flashes of his potential. They've never really been realized in this space. So, look, unfortunately, the pickups from Zeta Division don't necessarily leap off the page. There's a lot of players that you'd potentially put ahead of that, being pickups coming through from the Japanese space. In fact, some of those players even ending up on TFM. So, I don't know if necessarily Zeta have won the off-season. However, they did...
Some things
wait.
don't change though
Right.
when it comes to Zeta.
This is the most important man on their roster, actually.
Absolutely.
I thought it
This
was
is-
Depp. I thought it
No,
was
no, no,
Depp,
no,
but
no.
it's actually Manny, let's be honest.
Manny is there, still charging up, making sure
Zeta
that his
viewing
energy is
party.
ripe for, of course,
That's
the
kind of
match.
crazy.
It's great to see that Manny is still a part of this VCT
Okay, I'm
Pacific here
hungry. This is making me
2026.
hungry.
I hope we get to see him again.
Okay, but let's go ahead and kind of get into the analysis of these two teams. Obviously, we don't know map picks and such yet. But as mentioned previously, Full Sins is the former Talon roster, now picked up under a new name, given that Talon had to leave the league due to financial issues, not being able to pay their players, that kind of thing. Very unfortunate. I really, really liked Talon, and so I'm really, really hoping that Full Sins can do big things. As I mentioned a lot, I think that they have very mechanically gifted players. I think a lot of it comes down to the brain behind the operation, the planning around it, the strategy, I think is going to matter a lot more for Full Sins here than actually winning gunfights, because I think no matter what, they're going to win gunfights if you put them in positions to do so. It just comes down to putting them in those positions, and that's the kind of team that this is. Again, that's why I think they're an underdog team. Is Cruz, who's kind of a new coach coming into this, going to be effective? Well, we'll see. There has been some time with Full Sense since picking up the Talon roster. You can see that they've done some off-season tournaments. Soup League here, they just beat Team Secret during that, or they had just beat Team Secret during that, which of course is the same team that we just saw play, who was not that great, so that's not necessarily something to super highlight. But they did also get to play in kind of the more, they made it through the Southeast Asian qualifiers, and then that led them to the main Soup League 2025 big thing, where they did face Zeta Division. This was on December 3rd, so a bit of about a month and a half ago, and they beat them 2-0. It was 13-7 and then 14-12, so not super dominant one way or the other, but it did look pretty good if you are Full Sends and trying to figure out what Full Sends is about. Now, when it comes to Zeta Division, they've got a little bit more experience in terms of higher tier competition. Of course, there's a lot of heavy expectations for them being probably the best Japanese team in VCT Pacific. We also saw Team Japan. I'm thinking about WBC. We also saw Zeta Division do have some pretty exciting performances towards the end of Pacific last year against Boom, who was a really good team. They're no longer in Pacific, and they also did 2-0 Paper X at one point, and they did lose to Talon. So there is that, right? They did lose to Talon, who's now Full Sense then, and of course, as they went into the Red Bull home ground in 2025, they beat G2 and they beat Fnatic, but they did lose to NRG, they did lose to G2, they did lose to T1, and they in Soup League 2025, and they also lost to Full Sense. So they're currently on a 4-series losing streak and an 8-map losing streak, 8-game losing streak. So they're hoping to break that record here, of course, as we get into actual, the league matches, the tier 1 matches. They do, of course, want to break that, but given that their most recent match was against Full Sends and they lost to Full Sends, they've got a lot to make up for here. It's a bit of a redemption match for them. It's going to be very interesting to see where it ends up heading.
Says goes in this team, and you just know that the players want to play well for him. I'm very excited about this Full Sense roster. Of course, it is mostly what we saw as Talon last year, and now they're bringing in Leviathan to replace Cruz.
Yeah, Leviathan did play on the Full Sense team. You can see the rest of his teammates down there. I think for Full Sense, they had a pretty poor run.
I have seen Leviathan play, or Leviathan. He's very good. He's very good. Much like the rest of the Full Sense roster, previously Talon, very talented.
Challenges SCA. This guy has had some monstrous plays. His potential has been very evident for quite a while. He's very flexible in terms of roles. He can play a lot of different things, but one of his most played roles recently has been controller, so slotting him in for Cruz makes so much sense, and it makes a lot of sense with the Full Sense acquisition of the rest of this ex-Talon squad as well.
Yeah, it makes absolute full sense for this to work out.
God.
I called Jen, by the way, for making that joke first. I just kind of borrowed it from her. She did that on the night market, so now we see it here. But of course, this team, we're wondering if they can carry over the success that Talon have, especially towards the later half of last year, because there was such a beautiful story going on there. Ty switching over to the duelist was working so well, and we're wondering if that momentum can actually carry over to now what is now Full Sense.
I mean, look, in Kickoff, they come top 4 with the mixed Korean Thai squad. Then they go full Thai. They blow the doors off at the start of Stage 2, I think it was. Stage 1 was like pretty decent. They went 5th, 6th there. Stage 2, I thought they were a real contender, and you can see they end up coming 3rd in the Tokyo Finals against RRQ. And this was qualification point for champions. They quad peak into Jemkin on short here, and I honestly think this is where everything changes. Look what Jemkin does to them here. Like, that is just a quad peak into Jemkin, and he gets 3.
Dude, I was watching this match. I was fucking dying watching them lose this. I was so sad. I was dying inside. I was crying inside. I could not believe that they lost that.
Speak to their level. They need to
I was
improve
in
like
tears,
1%, if that, to be champions ready. Everyone knows that this group of players can do it. Now it's just, can you execute in those right moments? I mean, it was pure heartbreak. I think we couldn't believe what we were watching.
You had to be there. You know, you had to be there with the energy of the crowd, with what was at stake. But it was definitely one of those matches that will live in their memory for a very, very long time.
I don't think that the camera shots necessarily caught everything, because, you know, we were watching RRQ celebrate. I was sitting on the balcony watching Talon just, and they were crushed. They understand how close they were to winning that series and going to champs. They went to champs with less expectation the year previous to that, with Primi coming into the roster last second. They scraped their way into champs that season. They really understood they were good enough to win. They went up 2-0 in that series, that best of 5 to start things off. Like we saw on the replays there, map point for champs qualification, and they let it slip through their fingers.
Yeah, and they've always been so close. And
here's the thing with Full Sons and previously Talon. This is a team that came together at the end of last season, looked really good, looked like they had a chance, and barely didn't get there. They didn't have the whole season to prepare the way that they have had the entire offseason and most of last season to work together to get a team going. Now that this team is worked, now that this team is put together, now that this team is going, this is a team that is going to probably make multiple internationals this season. And I would not be surprised if it starts here at Kickoff.
A well-known player within the SEA scene, and I think he has been kind of a next man up in Thailand for some time.
You look at just how competitive they've been in VCL Thailand, and you might look at that and say, look,
I don't know, he's 23, getting kind of old, clock's ticking,
it's an incredibly competitive league.
Oh yeah.
They have very good teams in VCL Thailand, in VCL Southeast Asia as well, so not winning that all the time doesn't necessarily mean you're a poor team by any stretch of the imagination. Usually that's a 3 or 4 horse race. 3rd in Ascension 24, just placing below both Boom and SPG.
This is what I'm saying, like, Full Sense is such a talented roster, like across the board. It's just about putting all the pieces together, and I feel like with Cruz as the coach, this is a team that is going to dominate. I would not be surprised if we see them qualify for international this Kickoff. And that's saying something, because there's a lot of teams you have to get through, and it's not like a group stage where it's like, you know, the good teams might group each other. It's everybody is going to have to face a high level of competition given the format of this bracket. So I'm very confident in Full Sense. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I believe that they can fight through this whole bracket, and I'm not going to be surprised if they
raided
do.
the firepower by bringing Leviathan into that role. So I think it's time to be very optimistic about this Full Sense team.
Yes.
In my
I've
mind,
always
they
been
should have
optimistic,
gone
by the
all
way, about
last
Talon.
year. They fell at literally the last possible
I've always
and now
believed in
I think
them.
This is a year where they're looking to
And
do
now
it
they're
differently.
finally
and on the
looking
side of Cruz,
complete. I'm
like,
very excited.
I feel like no one could have taken on this role. No one could have taken on this role, especially for the Thailand region, because he is one of the most vetted, most experienced players in that region. He's held on the IGL position for such a long time. He is a very
Cruz is
ripe
very
for the
good.
position as coach. I know that it came at a time where it was not exactly favorable, right? It wasn't exactly his choosing, but he's very excited for this role. And it's nice to see this kind of new challenge, new fire in him to be able to prove himself in this coaching position. And not to mention, it's going to get really exciting when, say, he goes up against RRQ or GE.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Very much so. We're looking at the skirmish here. Surprisingly, Full Sense didn't put Cruz in and instead opted for Leviathan.
Didn't put Cruz
Well, they teased it. They teased it. They had a video where he was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I mean...
Isn't there another guy called Privy on this team? And we're not putting him into an aim
Yeah,
duel?
I was
He's
shocked
one
about
of the
that.
best positional players at winning aim duels and just taking his time with it. That is the guy you want in the skirmish. I mean, Leviathan is very sharp. Look, Absol's been able to barely scrape him out there.
Oof.
So look, that's an early little bit of a confidence builder.
They'll be happy with that.
Look, I'm tentative on Absol. He has been a player that actually in VCL Japan
What's up,
has struggled.
Hushway?
I think his best placement with some of his teams was 4th in VCL
How's it
Japan.
going?
He's played 3 or 4 of them, so not particularly an accomplished player within his teams domestically. But all you need to do is just watch that
Yeah,
one
winning
game
this
he went
Full
ballistic.
Sense.
I think it was against
I have Full
Fnatic
Sense
or
winning every
Power,
match
and,
that they
you know,
play.
that's all
But
that
this
needs to
one's
live
real. This
rent-free
isn't
in
even
your
co-op.
mind if you've
Full
got
Sense can
hope
actually
for
win
the
this one.
division, to be honest.
Well, come on.
Full Sense just beat. I pressed the wrong button. Full Sense just beat Zeta Division in their most recent matchup, and that was a month and a half ago. Like, that's pretty recent. That's with this roster. That's not even with this roster. Like, this is with the pre Talon pickup. So now that it is the Talon pickup, which is an even better team.
For example, earlier with some
I
of
think
their
this is
roster
a
changes, and I was
free
asking
win.
who's going to play double duelist. I think for Zeta, it's very clear that they picked
Putting in
up
my
both
parlay.
Eco
Do
as
it.
well as Absol, who have
Do
been
it.
duelist mains. They want to
Hold
lean
it
into
all.
that double duelist style, and I think with
You're
Full
changed,
Sense
man.
picking Corrode and Zeta immediately going
Hey man, you're
towards
changed
attack,
man
I think
until
you're gonna
like
see a
you
lot
think
of
that there's a
double
really
duelist
good
flavor.
opportunity.
Then you
You
get
know,
Zeta picking
it's like,
split.
oh, this
Full
is a
Sense will
slam
start
dunk
attack.
win. I
They
can
might
make a
even
little
play
bit of
double
money.
duelist of their own as well.
I think I would definitely expect that at this point. It seems to be the way the meta is.
You're 500 on
when you have
everything.
such sharp players like the Full Sense
I
team do,
mean,
I think they're able
look, I don't
to
bet,
execute it very, very well.
but
And
if I
then,
did,
you know, if we do make
Full
it through,
Sense.
we're going to see split and then Breeze on the map 3.
I mean, that's
Change
the
man until the
second time we've
internationals.
seen Breeze
See-
left in as the decider,
see,
which
exactly.
indicates a reasonable amount of comfort for a lot of these teams
Are
to
you
leave
winning,
it in the
son?
veto and leave it as a
I'm not
decider
winning.
there. So I think a lot of these
Actually, my
teams
pick'ems are
showing that they are
already
willing
messed
to
up.
play this map, at least leave
I
it in the
keep
veto.
pressing
Maybe
the
not
button.
willing to take the risk on picking it straight
I
away.
had-
in
That's
the
what I
veto.
want to see. That's the next step. Give me someone who's
I had
brave. A
Team
lot of
Secret
teams
beating
like
Nongshim,
floating it
which
just
after
'cause
seeing
they don't wanna
Nongshim
get
play,
punished. It's gonna
I
be
feel like I
another
should
thing when
have
we see
known
someone
that
pick
that
it.
wasn't
We
going
do
to
have our
happen.
predictions here, though, Mika.
But
Yeah.
It's similar to map 1.
I love that everybody's been aligned this entire day.
dude, everyone thinks Full Sense is going to win. I mean, come on, leave some room. Like, I genuinely think Full Sense is an underdog, but then I see that and I'm like, okay, maybe they're not as much of an underdog as I think they are. I think people are sleeping on them, but they're not.
You know, putting my trust in Full Sense. I just
Yeah, odds on
I
Zeta
just
is
have
big
to
bug.
rely
It
on their
is. It's
aim at
3
this
point.
point.
It's like
Everybody is
3.
adjusting, and
like
because
times
this
3 or something?
this roster is carrying over
What is it?
the most of what they've learned from yesteryear, right?
Yeah.
I think they've had this.
It's now or never for Full Sense. If you lose the open
me
at a
see.
Zeta, that stonk's going all the way down from last year.
Yeah. And any hope for Zeta on your end?
I mean, there's still a little bit of hope. They've made big changes. I think this is a team that needs to be greater than the sum of its parts. So it's about how do they come together. What's
Yeah,
that macro
3.44 to 1.28.
Well, we're gonna find out as we send it to the stage for our
That's
second
the
match
highest.
of the day. It's going to be Zeta Division
Or you could do it on
and
Rainbet,
Full Sense,
and
which
it's
starts right now.
the same for Full Sense, but less for Zeta Division. I guess. Hashtag ad. Yeah, maybe I should get a gambling sponsorship. They pay big money. Too bad I'm not a gambler. Dude, Pacific Production is always like so far ahead of everyone else. But Alliance should get a gambling sponsorship, and when we make jerseys, we slap it dead. It's the same. Yeah, that's what happens in F1. It's like Stake sponsors one of the teams, and it's just like all over the car is just stake.com. Like, what is this intro? Is this not crazy? This is the walkouts. Earn everything. Ooh. Dude, they have a slogan.
Zeta
Pacific
Division.
has their own slogan. Is that not
Second
crazy?
match of the day, and on stage now are Zeta Division and Full Sense. We'll see if the Thai roster can pick up where they left off, but Zeta's picked up a few upgrades. They've got some extra brain power.
I have seen China upgrades. I know it's definitely better. But like that's China. They've got like $1 billion to do whatever they want.
This is an organization that in the past has made it almost all the way, but they've never
Like the
been
fact that
able to
Pacific Works with the
recapture
same
that magic
budget
of
as
yesteryear,
Fnatic
bringing in
and
big sweeping
Americas, and
roster
this is what they do.
Looking to take all the risks and bring out upsets. And if they want to talk about upsets, it needs to start.
Can you guys not plan to hang out in my chat right now?
Yeah, they've got some interesting pickups that need to hit their absolute peak here
At
in Pacific.
2 in the
and
morning.
I think Full Sense is a very difficult opponent to start off right in the first round here, Mika.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shanghai cannot disappoint. Dude, I'd be so down to go to that, like in person.
Southeast Asia. And to add to that, Thailand's most experienced
sounds-
IGL
especially if
stepping
Full
into
Sense
the
is
coach
playing.
role. I mean, how
Cruise,
does that
bro.
story continue? That's the question on everybody's
This
mind.
guy has so much oil.
Absolutely. You see the aforementioned man in question first out onto the stage. Very interested to see what Full Sense is going to be putting together this year. They were an almost last year. We saw so much potential. We saw so much celebration of a roster that became full Thai after trying to make
I'm
it
not
work
picking
with
right now. Now is not the time for
miscommunication.
this.
You had some,
I'm locked in.
half Korean, half Thai rosters. You had American coaching staff. Now it is more Thai than ever, and I see more chance for them to have impact this year and make an international finally.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with
It's
you.
so funny how they're saying all these players are new, like they didn't just straight up buy talent.
For that very top spot, they're really looking for a dominant win today to start that path towards Santiago.
Oh my, look at Cruz, he's so
Oh,
proud.
do you see that? The fist bump,
He's
boom.
like, you know, the way he's standing, you can tell that he's actually like, oh man, I'm a coach. This
Okay,
moment has
Corrode
finally
split
come.
breeze. Let
and
me
I
see
feel like
this.
for Pacific fans also, they knew that this
Let
would
me see
happen
this.
eventually for him in his career. But it's so exciting to see him mentor
They played on
this
split.
new
Full Sense
batch
won
now. It's like,
14 to
on
12.
you guys. I've done what I can, and now you guys
Corrode,
have to take the
Zeta
stage.
most
That's
recently
what Full
lost
Sense
6 to
is right now. And for
13.
Zeta Division 2, this is about that tier 2 talent
Full Sense
stepping
beat
up and
Fnatic.
actually taking
Full Sense
the
beat
Pacific
Fnatic
stage,
on
especially
split.
as they come into this final year of this year of partnership.
Yeah, it's all about
They have not played on Corode
opportunities.
recently
These
at
young
all.
players on Zeta
But to be
Division
fair, this is
have been
mostly a different
given
roster, so
chance
it wouldn't
now
really
at
matter
tier
that much
1,
anyway.
A chance
And a
to
different
really
coach.
make a name for themselves in the Japanese scene,
Yeah,
in
let's
the
see
Pacific
Genji.
scene
I
as
mean,
a whole. They need to grab this
power.
opportunity with both hands. Start today.
I
Set your name
can't
out
wait for that
there
either.
as being one of
But
the best.
I mean,
I mean, Full Sense is gonna win
It's
it
been a
also.
while since we've had, you know, Absolute Jupiter, Laz, some of these big name players.
This is about to be a
We've had
26-0
couple of
sweep.
years
Watch.
Of some lackluster results from
Put
Zeta
that shit on your
Division.
parlay.
They beat Paper X, that was a thing. But outside of that, there hasn't been a lot to get excited about, and they're starting to
You know how
run
much
out
money
of
you'd
time
make
to
if that
turn
actually
heads in
happened?
Pacific.
Holy
This
shit.
has got to be the year where
Damn,
they pull
gambling
something
sounds really
special
cool.
out. But I
You can
think
make
their
so much
backs
money.
are against the wall right from the get-go against the Full Sense team that has a lot to prove because they didn't quite hit the mark last year. And I think that this team could be the very best team in Pacific if they hit their absolute ceiling. Like, they're kind of
Yeah,
sitting
Full
there
Sense
right
won
under a
Ascension
team
and
like
then
Paper
picked up
X,
Talon.
maybe under a team like T1, 'cause they haven't got
Leviathan
that
was
big
on
win
Full
yet, and
Sense
that's what we're all
before,
waiting
and they
Yeah,
kept
they've
him
always had the rugs
because
swept out
Cruz
from
switched to the
underneath
coach
them.
spot because they got
Every
rid of
single time when they
Frost.
were getting too close,
So
it's always just not been the right
Leviathan
time.
is the
Perhaps it
lucky,
is the
the
time for
lucky
them
one to
now,
survive.
But as we pull up our agent compositions here, we're seeing double duelists all around for both teams.
Yeah, for sure. Full Sense. I mean, they're just
Yeah,
gonna be
I mean, it's
playing
gotta
what's
suck, but
better.
at the same time,
Primi
like,
and Thai
Talon was
on the
such a good
double duelist.
team.
As
It was
expected,
just
Primi's
like
gonna be able to play
the
Yoru.
front
It's an agent.
the
He's
front
got a lot
office
of
that
reps
killed it,
on.
like
Jitboy's gonna be
the management
IGLing
that
from
killed
the
it.
side,
It
but
wasn't the
it's gonna
team
be a
being
little bit of a
bad. Like the
different
team
look.
is
You'll have to
really
call from
good
the wing at times,
to kind of
but
just
I'm
let
not
them.
surprised to see them just
Okay,
slot Leviathan
they
straight
almost
into
made
Cruz's role.
champions.
Yeah, similar but not the same.
And that
on the
was
side
with
of
like
Zeta Division,
4
bringing
months of
Neon
practice
Yoru
together as a
instead as
team.
their double duelist, and Viper
4 months of
instead
practice
of
together
that
as a team.
Cypher. So
They've had a
slightly
whole
different
year
approaches,
now.
but
They're
stylistically
locked in.
still very
Not even
similar.
not a
I
whole
mean, I
year,
think
like
the
9
clash
months
of these
now.
four
They're
duelists
locked
on
in.
the server is
They're
really what
locked
we
in.
have to look
Watch.
for. There's so much
This team
firepower in
is
that group.
the team
I
to watch.
agree.
I'm telling
I
you,
think
bro.
you've got a
You're
couple of
sleeping
players
on
that
them.
have had their moments on Zeta, like XTL and Ceuta. I want to see some big individual plays from these guys this season.
Well, I'm sure Laz is watching as well, and as are all of you guys in the stadium and out there as well on the stream. So we're going to toss it over to our casters to take us into Corode, over to Paper Thin and Achilles.
All right, here we go. Back for match number 2. Full Sense. I mean, it feels weird, but also kind of awesome to see Cruz walk out there, be the one doing the fist bump, being the coach.
Oh, geez, remember the global
Just,
esports
something
incident?
to
That
get
was so
used to, I
long ago.
suppose.
That was so
Yeah,
long
but
ago.
it's the
so
natural
long. Who
progression
cares?
of things, I feel like. This is a guy who's been around since day one of Valorant, right? I can
You're letting
remember,
the past
going back
dictate
to
the
those
future.
days on Jersha and X10 and things like that, where I was always very impressed with him in his mind, and now he's going to get a chance to showcase that against the Zeta Division team that has really reworked their roster.
Let's see how he looks at the end of the season. We'll get the side-by-side comparison, see how much being a coach of this team has aged him across the multiple stages that we have here in 2026. But it's time to get into the game. So we're going to have our first Corrode of the 26th
They need perm stimming.
season.
It's also crazy because it's like if you had epilepsy, you'd just die watching any of
Take
this.
us here. There's their opening map.
They do not want you to
a
live if you
pretty
have
solid
epilepsy,
idea
bro.
here in terms of a map that looked pretty good for Talon last year. Now,
It's
of course,
it's
the full
actually
sense,
just
but
like a rave.
Also, Zeta had some mixed results on this. They only played it a couple times. They did beat Boom.
Wait,
They lost to T1.
what's happening?
So
Is there tech pause before the game
there's
even
some
starts?
ideas there clearly. I think the difference in duelists here with Eco on the Neon, good to see him back. Good to see him on an agent that I remember
How do you
him
focus
on
as a player?
during his Gen G days,
Like imagine you're like
his
you're trying to
mark
get
with
like
that,
locked in for the
especially on
game,
maps like Fracture, but here on Corrode, chance to maybe
it's just like
showcase that moving over to Zeta.
imagine Aspas trying to like lay down and sleep, but it's just like lights flashing.
He's ready to rock.
Yeah, I guess so. Vibing out on stage. I mean, Dusk was talking about it's been quite some time since he's been in this arena, outside of the SVL during the off season, but in official BCT capacity.
All right.
It has
That's
been
Primi,
a
the
hot
best
minute.
player in
We had a minor
VCT.
hiccup down there,
I
but
said it.
think that everything's getting
Some people are
cleared
too
up, so
afraid
we
to say
should be
things like
just
that.
about ready to go.
Yeah, I think we're thinking about Corrode at the very least.
I think there was a tech
very
issue,
curious,
but I think they fixed
what
it.
this is, the other thing I really am curious about is the Cypher. Is that because Jit is, that's
It
one of
normally
those agents
doesn't.
that we really
did not.
think about
It did
him.
not take this long for
It
the
is
first
his
match.
long history as being really proficient on one of his better agents. Is that a comfort thing to get him kind of suited to the IGL position to allow him to play something he's very fluent in?
It is the only Japanese
Shall
team to
see.
achieve a top 3 finish at an international event in Masters
Yes, I don't think
Reykjavik.
anybody has forgotten that one. The run and Reykjavik.
I was not there. I don't remember that. I don't remember it because I wasn't there to
Chasing
remember.
the specter of that run. Hasn't really been able to hit those same highs. We'll see if this iteration is going to be able to take that first step. Obviously not here with the team in person, but took the Valorant world by storm with Mini's announcement. Let's see how much
All right.
influence he's been able to push across onto these players.
Wait, what a deep trip on B. Do you see
Over on
that?
B, scaling up towards A, so
That's all the
gonna
way
get
in
the B site
CT.
relatively free. The trip was very deep for Jit Boys, so not much in terms of resistance. It's going to come down to this retake for full sense and gunplay.
I knew that.
Lucky to be alive, but Eco able to find one high up and over the wall, taking down Shota. So that late lurk
Watch.
presence now removed. Still do have Sugar Zero holding forward, but it's going to be a quick peek in from XDL across the connector to find one. Sugar Zero.
Oh my.
As the right click tie going to be taken down. They
No.
drop right in front of XDL as Primi will fall. XDL cleaning up
I'm watching
three in a
Guardians.
round. and Zeta
Yeah, I'm watching
finding opening
Guardians
pistol.
and Sleepers.
Yeah, really clean macro ideas here from Zeta. It should be noted as well. Sugar
Guardians
Zero's
are playing
debut as an
Pigeons.
IGL, coming
I saw a
through.
bunch of people saying that they
Off the
think
back of,
Guardians are going to win that
getting a new
one.
coach in Mini who's
They're pretty
giving
cool.
them some ideas in terms
Sleepers
of
are
big picture stuff.
playing.
Some other things that he's been talking about.
Who are Sleepers playing?
Obviously, he's over
Shopify.
in EMEA,
Which
so
that one's iffy.
kind of like an assistant
I was
role
really surprised they destroyed
Mini, but
Core. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's because they had a
I mean,
sub."
you clear
But the sub was
the camera
Alexis,
on B.
who's a very good
Don't
player
get
and was the
anything from
top
Jit Boys in
frag
response.
during
He
that
doesn't try to peek,
series.
he doesn't try
I
to do
don't
anything.
understand
So they just kind of keep scaling. They keep pushing.
how
They're
you're
giving
going to
that
use a
space
sub
for
as an
free by
excuse
full
there
sense.
when the sub was doing the best on the
Avoid
team.
the saturate as well as the massive stack here. So full sense, 4 players just going to continue to push their way forward out of A main. Shota just quickly drifts back to join in with the rest of the team over towards the B site, which is once again left unoccupied.
But I definitely think Guardians win tomorrow.
Kind of read that
I definitely think Guardians win
he's
tomorrow.
gone back here.
Well, this seems like they gave up on that idea for a brief little moment. Shota able to find a second kill. Can grab a ghost perhaps, but looks like Primi will be able to scoop that one up. But this should just be a call to get stacked up and die to the spike. But Eco wants some blood. Rotates over to top mid. See if he can find the right timing. He bites off more than he can chew.
Be awkward if we lose again tomorrow and have to play against the other war guy we're at. Not to be that guy, I don't think Evictix is that much of a challenge
For the
anyway.
next round.
Don't want to lose that. Make some noise. So
I
Sense
wouldn't
can just stay tucked back in this corner.
be too
Spike
worried about
should
that.
be able to take him out from there. So it's just going to be the triple spray now. 4-1 start. Eco.
Okay, that's an eco
Zeta,
round.
that
Doesn't
2-0.
count.
All right. See what
I'm not worried.
the adjustments are going to look like for
Watch
full
what's about to
Sense.
happen.
Maybe give a little bit of help over towards that B site for Jit. This is
I'm awkward because
Nice
I'm like in a
work from
group chat and I'm
Zeta.
always coping with the owner to
good
cheer
timing
him
there
up.
to pick up a
'cause
couple. They try to swing that Phantom. Nico throws up his hands.
Look,
Welcome back to Pacific. That's a nice
I mean,
way
you
to
own
get
an
it
org,
going,
just give
for
him some
sure.
advice. Give him some advice,
Full
you know?
Sense now. Playing the anti-bonus. Let's see what they have ready. 0. Oh, doesn't get caught there by Ty, who just continues forward and takes out Absol
And
as
that,
well. Great
that,
run from him. Eco now
that
dead.
is the team I'm talking about, baby.
Leviathan able to lock him out of this site. Prowler gets the spot. They know that Zeta are going to be in a very forward and committed position from here. It's actually just going to be a triple.
Did Bro just
rotate
panic
around
shoot? What
out
was that?
through mid into main.
Where's that Schizo?
This gives
Schizo,
a
actually.
window of opportunity for
We're
Zeta
shooting
to
at
potentially
nothing.
slide over to the B site, though.
I was just thinking the same thing, especially with that Prowler
Sometimes my
not
finger like
finding
twitches and
anything
I'll shoot my
from,
gun when I don't mean to.
XDL. So
Or I'll
they're
jump
saying, well,
when I
they
don't mean
left
to,
mid
and it just
open.
like makes noise for no reason.
Maybe that's probably
Maybe something like
we
that.
should take advantage of. Again, good reads for Zeta. Might be able to at least get a plant down here, get that extra cash, and force the retake, maybe do a little extra damage. Zeta clearing out the rest of mid. I like the early ideas from Full Sense. Give up a little bit of space, dodge the early haunt, set up for the trap play right outside of A. Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, we'll be able to get the spike in play.
Spike
You
planted.
mentioned now have an opportunity to deal some damage.
Okay.
Build up towards some of these ultimates. XDL being just 2 charges away from having the Nightfall.
Yo, hello? 12 frames a second?
He's able to find a kill. Quick little peek in, Shota though, catching the clone. Unable to find much there with that Bulldog. Re-peeks, looking for a little bit more, but will just end up falling to the wayside. It's now down to XDL to see if he can make something happen, but he cannot.
Not even worried,
Armory
bro.
buys, otherwise flawless round here
Flawless
for
buy
Full
round.
Sense to get the anti-bonus.
Yeah, so some nice things from both teams, but at the end of the day, the early
If it's a bonus, you
ability
should get at least one
to
kill.
avoid
I mean,
info
come on.
utility from Full Sense allows them to find those big early kills. Ty just gliding into 2 kills here. Oh, a little bit of a gap, but didn't need it. He's just so fast.
Gotta keep going for the push. Bold play, but well rewarded. Overall, a very solid start.
It's not too late to
Full
bet.
Sense.
You still can, it just won't be worth as
Round
much.
win. Can they expound on that? But just wait and see as we get ready to go into round 4 here.
Oh, they're heavily stacked towards a 4-1 split. In fact, they're just leaving B-site to its own devices, and Zeta again gonna be creeping their way forward, looking for that opportunity, leaving Zeta ADS hold down, anticipating some level of aggression.
Playing retake on B is interesting.
Swing coming through, and he's just not quite ready
That's
for it.
Leviathan 3 for you.
Leviathan catching him off guard. Meantime, plant does come in, but player advantage there for Full Sense is Primi.
Yo, Primi,
Trying
hello?
to pick off somebody here from Zeta, but Absol just scales forward, finds Jit, and that's that heaven pressure now removed. Primi will be able to find one trigger, so you're going to be thinking about Absol, able to find a second as Primi does
I wanted
fall.
to see the
Ty
Primi kill.
finding XDL on the approach, pinned into the corners, the Haunt gets the reveal. Convergent pass going to be sent out, but Eco not tagged by it, but Leviathan just comes in off the flank. And now it is down to Absol. Would have to be an ace clutch to make it happen. Finds the third, swings out a little bit wider, but just cannot confirm.
Dude, this
the
is
kill
such a
on
big
the
difference
tie.
from the previous match.
Solid
Team
effort,
Zigger
but
versus
the
Nongshim
fuse
Red,
will
like,
be there, and
there
Full
was so
Sense
much
tie it up
whiffing.
2-2.
This is like serious
Yeah, they're
gameplay now. Like, shots are shooting.
Really sharp already.
Guns
some good
are
moments in response from Zeta.
guns are gunning. The gunplay
Just
is
able to win some
an
big
actual
battles.
factor.
Use that convergent pass to open up some space. Absol having a really nice round. I mean, like the desk was talking about, he had some glimmers of greatness during the offseason. Obviously, you know, when you saw Zeta take a map off of Fnatic, take a map off of G2, and yes, they were best of ones, but still,
Okay.
it Those are
And
very,
now
very
we
good
take the
teams. You had some
lead.
serious hope that
And it's time for Full Sense
Zeta
to win.
had something special in store for us in 2026, but the rest of the offseason, lackluster. Grimmy, Outlaw in hand. A lot of juicy targets. Still not able to get anything out of it. Leviathan there trying to buy him a little extra space, but they get the spot nonetheless. So he just TPs out. Leviathan did get tagged up a bit.
Yeah, has to be careful playing on that corner. Prowler to check. Kahlua able to spot out 2 players in mid. As the swing comes in, makes double face. Absol does manage to find one, but Kahlua does well. Go ahead and capitalize, taking out both.
Why did bro switch to his shorty?
XDL picked up the Vandal. See if he can get some damage in. Grimmy dialed in on the angle with the Outlaw. Will be able to find it.
It's so over.
Get themselves into the lead now.
I'm not even sure why
Yeah, and a good change up here.
you would even think Zeta
Putting
could
that
win
Outlaw
this.
at an aggressive position. Don't give Zeta the ability to comfortably take B main.
Some will say
Test that
it's
space
a
a little bit.
defense-sided map,
Also,
and they'd be
hold
right.
from Killua there in mid. That
But-
really shut down any hope of getting this eco to
Look,
go.
The way Full Sense is
That
dismantling their
Cypher util over
opponent,
towards A. It's going to continue to be.
it's
for the
in
new
such a way
IGL
we've never
Jet.
seen. This is the greatest team I've ever seen in my life.
As he
That's
should be.
real.
Bucky in hand for Eco.
Better than
We'll try to see if
2023
he can
EG.
Pull off some of that down B-esque magic.
You're probably on the Zeta comeback? What? Comeback, bro, they're down 1 round.
Ola just abandoned that for now, has the overdrive in play, quickly looking to try to take some space. Sprinting in around the pack, but I mean, still getting
I'm
big
sorry.
reveal, so just take it
I'm
down.
sorry,
Primi
pinged by
finding
a
one,
spy cam,
Kahlua
you
with
run
another.
around towards
Spike
people?
Rotated around
What
the
was
side of
that?
the
What did
site.
he expect to happen?
So needs to try to find some kind of opening, but he just cannot. Every angle just wrested away from their control. Kahlua with another big round. Scoops up another 3K.
What?
That's going to be full
What
set.
just happened?
They're
Yeah,
all
bro, put up
stretching the
Harley on
lead
Zeta
up 4
comeback,
to 2.
bro.
There's one small piece of util here that really throws off this execute for Zeta, and it's a smoke in a yard. And it cuts off the forces that are trying to get into position to kind of collapse on towards A. Eco throws in the relay in towards the site itself. It does, I think, hit Jit, or at least backs him into a corner, but they can't scale any further forward because Full Sense is so quick to react. They're so quick to scale in towards short A there to cut off that extra angle that they can't get any backup. They can't set up that pinch that they want to. And that's just really
I think
good
this is a
timing,
reasonable timeout
coordination,
call.
and thought put into how to shut down that push from Zeta. And that extra layer of Cypher utility gives them that advanced warning as well to get into position quickly, to call for those smokes from Leviathan. Do a really nice job.
Timeout call here from Zeta Division after giving up 4 in a row. Obviously, fans making their way over to show their support, wanting to see that glimmer that we got from them over at Red Bull home ground. Yes, different players even. You
Sure.
know, you had Honey Buddy playing over at that tournament, but wanting to see that high that was hit. It's a decent start with the 2 rounds. The map obviously still very much within reach.
Okay,
You know the highs are there. It's just
this is the
consistency
round.
that's
No, actually, next round's the
kind of
round.
eluded Zeta the last couple years.
Next round's the round that's going
Ever
to
since
determine
Laz
it
hung it
all.
up, she's been struggling to get there, and you lose Depp, who's one of the best we've ever had in Pacific. Just makes matters all the more difficult.
Ready for a double face forward into the smoke,
No.
and Nico will be able to strike a little bit faster. Kahlua going to be taken down. Oh, Tyus just landed on him. Well, that makes for a very easy kill. Primi, however, still here. Does manage to find one. Sugar Zero going to be taken out. Absol trying to get these shots across the chef. Considers a dimensional drift for a brief little moment, but eventually decides not to go for it.
Nice.
Spike now on the floor, and it's all in the hands of Eco with that Bucky, and he's about to walk into a trip and spots it, clears it. Some more damage would certainly feel nice, but it looks like he's just going to rotate around the top mid.
And you know that Op's just going to be sitting holding that angle, so got to try
Like, all Talon had to do was
something
drop
different,
Governor. Dude,
Is he going to keep going? He might just go all the way around.
Yeah. Trying to
This is a
create an angle
completely
for
different
himself with
team.
that Bucky.
Well, he's dropped.
okay?
Oh.
He's taking damage.
No,
Oh.
no,
He's
no.
grimacing. And now he's trying to play it quiet.
We'll get a gun. That's what I figured his end goal was going to be. I was trying to get to that.
This would surely be miraculous.
Whoa!
And it would be an ace. Up shot whiffing, but the time is gone. Full sense. Know that they don't really have to try to play up
they
against
made
this one.
they
can
made
just
international.
let
They
the
made
clock run
champions
out.
with Governor
As there you go, Jit Boys will be able to strike.
in
Get himself a third
24.
in the round. And now up by 3 are full sense.
Yeah, some of the
Okay, it was
ideas
with
for
Governor.
Eco are looking good. Give him a shotgun and let him do his thing. Who cares? You got a shotgun. Take a seat. Tried to sit on him.
Some silliness already coming out.
Look, man, I don't disagree. Governor's definitely washed. Okay, he's not the man he once was.
The first match had plenty.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that Governor was the problem.
Still in my head. Well, Absol now. Zone dimensional drift, keeping forward.
Yeah, he was like
scouting out
in
around
slow
mid. Nothing's gonna be
motion,
spotted.
sitting
They
on
are
top of
gambling
him,
into the
jumping
correct
on
side of the
top
map
of
where
him.
it is, for the moment, just Jit Boy standing by. He crashes set up for Prim to join in, and he takes that quickly as there's the reveal, but the counter spam. Shota will be able to find the kill, and Eco only taken down to
What a
51.
shallow ult.
Not super significant damage dealt. Pit now in play. Zeta Division.
He's got someone.
To bring this round back into their favor. Close the gap between the two squads.
We're just
Top shots as he goes sliding forward, able to find time, but Kahlua once again is there to trade it back. Absol holding and now pushing in towards this heaven angle. Swap of the weapon for Primi. Spot out of the elbow, trying to go for the util. Will get caught.
nice.
Primi playing it patiently, eventually coming up with the goods, but Kahlua just cannot
Not
find
as
the entry.
nice.
Primi likely is going to have to try to find the exit. Grabs it. No, didn't. Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, just a little delay on the UI. Grabs the operator and will go
I'm
for the
not
save.
worried.
So Zeta
They had
Division
Viper's Pit. That's
breaking
literally the only reason they won
5-round
that
win
round.
streak in full sense. Get themselves up to
They
3.
didn't have Viper's Pit. That's not a round win.
Yeah, I appreciate the aggression and the
Easy.
confidence from Zeta in terms of trusting their reads. You know, if you're given the space and the opportunities by full sense, see what you can make out of it. That's exactly what they're going to do. Oh my god. Just Eco there, definitely a good idea to slide in towards that connector to figure out what's going on, where the force is up full sense to get out of the curve.
Dude, does
Don't
everybody
let
in
them
Pro
get
Play
into
just
that
play with
pit.
like super high
Don't let them
sense?
take that round win condition out of your hands.
Where are they?
I know Ye
That's
played
just
high sense
Really nice
back
timing
when he
for Zeta.
was,
Just
you know,
keep going, to not
player.
pause, not see some of that old tendency of Zeta.
He was a high
we
sense
saw in the
player.
past where they were too cautious, too patient.
He said as high
That
as you
would've
can
given time
reasonably
full sense-
control.
Given time for full sense to wrap all the way around into spawn
like-
that previous round. Instead, they had to try to make it go through connector.
I don't know.
Bit of a change up here. Early pressure and
This is not going. This game's going OT. This match, no. Maybe on Split when they went to OT last time, but that was a different team.
Find themselves onto the Jit Boy side of the map round over round.
Different group of guys on full
Be what they
sense.
want. They
Full
want
Sense
to
have a read on this though.
Yeah. Ooh, the
The
spot.
way over is there's the spot. Jit Boy's knowing exactly
Oh.
where he's at, but doesn't want to linger on that angle. Has to back away as the camera gets cleared out.
This is great work, though, from Zeta. I mean, they've opened up so much of the map for themselves. They can just get some even trades here on A. It'll be in a fantastic position.
High swinging forward. He's going to get taken down. Eco able to find the kill. Tripwire cleared out, but
Nice.
Jit Boy's a bit of a fadeaway shot.
Yes!
Dispatches the enemy Neon is Absol trying to find the catch, but Kahlua just plants his feet.
Oh my god, they're leaving. That's all it takes.
Although as a second layer is starting to scout forward into this position, Zeta have abandoned the A site take. 3v4, but they will get B for free, and there's no util to contend with, given that the Cypher setup was on A.
For what it's worth, Sugar Zero is doing a really nice job of understanding the tendencies of full sense.
Yeah, might win this
He
round.
figured,
They
okay,
might, but they won't.
We got the kill over on A. They gave up the space. They assume that's where we're pushing.
An overstay on the angle. Was able to find a tiny little lick of damage.
Dude,
Clear the haunt.
Premi should fake clone.
Position doesn't fall for the fake out.
It'll work, I'm telling you.
Smoke will fall, and this has bought critical time here for Zeta Division, but eventually they're able to flush the Viper out. XTL trying to base forward, gets taken down. It's now
Told
on
you,
the shoulders
Zeta
of Sugar
might win,
Zero.
but they won't. Exactly what
Trying
I
to be the
said.
hero. Smoke ready to go, the double push forward, coming in though.
Not even worried.
Has to double take. So Kahlua collects the kill. Not allowing for Zeta Division to get some back-to-back round wins here. Full sense will move up to 6.
I gotta
he kills
give
2 there, he wins.
the macro to Zeta
Oh,
there,
I think he'd
but
have to
the
kill all of
micro
them.
is just too good from Full Sense. I mean, some of these kills
I think,
are absolutely
I
filthy.
think you have to kill all of them.
I want to see the one from top mid here.
That's how
where
it
he's
works.
jumping. Oh, it's so clean.
It's the game.
Right to the head. Nasty stuff. Good work with the C's there to reveal Shota's position.
I don't know how I
Able
feel
to
about
outduel
Primi on
XTL
off. I
at
feel
the
like
point of contact at
I don't
connector.
know. It's interesting.
Really, really nice. Despite
I'm also
some
not sure how I
very
feel about
good
him
map
like
reads
on Yoru
from
yet.
Zeta.
I do think he's like I mean, he's going to be good no matter where you
Now
put
you
him.
got
He's just
that
a good
ult
player.
again. The
Like,
bucket
I feel
backed
like
up for Eco.
the classic like 10s on Omen, Demon 1 on Astra, like that kind of thing. I feel like you can do that with Primi as well.
Primi just didn't register that at all. Sugar Zero just out in the open, top mid elbow. TP's forward, finds him in transit. He had just gate crashed that side of the map. Wow. Just like that, they're calling the pivot over to A once again. We said it right now. Does seem like these macro reads from Zeta Division.
I don't want to talk about
Putting the pieces together correctly.
Yep.
That doesn't count.
Tower's just been crumbling at the very last moments. Let's see if they can avoid that here. Is a labored spray, but eventually Kahlua does get taken down.
Spike planted.
That Bucky right there.
Jit boys, they clear him out. I think he had an angle to be able to get
He
that,
saw
but
the gun
swings
before he
wider.
saw him. What?
Eventually falls.
I don't know how
Captain
Jitboy didn't like
Leviathan will be able to
register
get rid of
that.
Eco, stopping it from being a flawless, but now he's gonna see if he can try to just steal away the round, but Absol at the corner, swinging out too early before that flash does bloom. Still should have the round in hand though. It's time, not even tapping this one, doesn't have it to have. Just now tries to bait him in, and Sugar Zero clean
There's a nice
peek,
try at
clean
that
shot.
point, but
3K from the new IGL. Gets Zeta up
they're
to
just
4.
unlucky.
Yeah, this just feels like a understanding of how Yoru works on this map.
That doesn't count.
No clue at all from Primi. He's just scrambling.
If Primi doesn't die
seems
there,
to be, oh, let's get over to B.
we
They're
win.
probably setting up for some kind of pinch. Danger was right next to him.
Oh my
Gotta
god.
love
He thinks
that.
he has so much aura. Just wait.
Sharp shooting.
Just wait. Full Sense
IGL,
about to
Sugar
take this.
Zero gets himself up to 5 kills. Now you've got a couple ults on both sides to clear some space. The Fade ult, the Virgin Pass.
Oh. Yeah, just double face forward. Eco hits the shot. Leviathan is going to be kicking himself over that one as Overdrive. You just go ahead and fish through these smokes.
It's
Whittle
a
away
mistake
at these
any of
health
us could have
bars.
made, you know.
And look how they're planting. Look where they're setting up.
Planted.
One to back sight.
Should be Zeta. With the
Primi's
round in
still
hand,
on A.
especially given that Primi just TP'd back into A.
Oh, Shota.
Holding this angle once again. But
Yes.
They read it.
Yes!
Learning from the previous rounds, Primi finding a shot. Nightfall going to be sent out. XCL looking to try to stave him off, but no one at home to receive that. There's now the ult sent here from Ty. Gate crash to avoid. Absol jumps to the opposite side of the map. Kahlua is pushing
Yes!
forward. Out of connector is able to find 2. Now it's all down to Absol. Dropping
Yes!
in, but Kalua's got covering fire.
Oh, it's too
Keeps
easy.
him protected, and the round goes the way of Full Sense.
Yeah, it's some of the execution in the post plan here.
Last round in
That's
the half.
really hurting Zeta. You know, Shota not even able to find one there. Good awareness from Full Sense to remember that Shota had taken a position like that. That goes all the way back to that anti-eco round. That was the last time we saw it.
No more dreams.
The mental acuity from Jit Boys very high. You can see why they put their trust in him to be the IGL. Just
Also, you've got Kahlua who's
just frying.
Yeah, operating on a different
By the
plane
way,
right now.
he uses the same keyboard that I do. You know, Logitech Pro.
Full Sense.
It's not. I'm not saying I'm basically like
Guarantee at the half as we go into the last round of the
a
half.
pro player or whatever,
Still
but
have
like
2 more ults to utilize in this one. Ult theft as well as that Nightfall. Kahlua once again.
it's also the same one Cruz
first
used when he
contact,
played.
Backs away, Eco. Starts on the push. The
He's a
smoke,
coach now,
but
though, obviously.
Operator set up, staring it towards Yard. Primi going for the re-peek after taking down Sugar Zero. Spam down to 12 HP, but Ty just pushes through that fast lane, finding Eco. The numbers continuing to dwindle here for Zeta Division. 3 players are trying to clutch this out. Absol on the entry, able to find the one. The near ult now going to be
Ulting on
invested.
2 is kind of
XCL's gonna
crazy, but
have to
okay.
back away.
Take it.
Can't give this angle into the cage, but now you've really got nowhere to go. Swings in.
Oh my god, they
faces
almost lined up.
forward. Looked like maybe he was going to make
That
a
was
go
so
of it.
bad.
is going to be
That could have been so
Sense
bad.
securing 8 and 4 half.
This is probably one of the first rounds where I'm a little bit kind of questioning what Zeta's thinking here, and the biggest reason is that Absol is one away from the Dimensional Drift at the start of this round, and they don't make a play for the orb. I mean, I can get the idea of you're trying to catch your opponent off guard by being a little bit, you know, unpredictable in terms of the expected play is that you play for those orbs and try to get that ult going. But I think it is the right play. I think, you know, contesting that space, getting Absol that Dimensional Drift is a big difference maker. Yoru has one of the best ults in the game.
I feel like Full Sense is just like they're firing on all cylinders right now. Like something that I think like is tough about coaching is like you can come up with all the plans in the world, but if your players aren't like good, they're not going to be able to execute them. You know what I mean? Like you come up with a really good play. Like if a tier 1 team was doing that play, they would win, but your team can't execute it. And so you kind of have to build around your team. I feel like Full Sense is the kind of team where it's like you can come up with a game plan, you can come up with a setup for defense, you can come up with a setup for offense, and they're going to execute it, and everybody's going to get the kills when they need to. They're going to fire when they need to. They're gonna move how they need to. They understand it. They've got the game sense.
I mean, overall, you have to be like.
I was saying it kind of before the match started, but like,
good idea.
Full Sense talent was like almost there. They just needed that like take it over the line, and I feel like Full Sense now has that with Cruz, the coach, to like. They've got all the pieces. They just needed that coach that's really gonna take them over the line, and I think that's Cruz.
The way they were able to work the map, get themselves into those post plants in the first place, really solid.
Full Sense underwent the most roster changes in Pacific this year. That's actually kind of surprising.
Pistol round, maybe barely.
Pacific does not like separating players. That is true.
That fun fact is a little disingenuous.
What did it say? I missed it.
So they've underwent the most roster changes this offseason. They really haven't. it's basically it's talent plus.
Toxin screen down.
Well,
yeah, but
you're right.
I mean, it's still Full Sense.
I get what they say.
Technically speaking, yes.
Technically correct, the best kind of correct.
Spike
Plant goes down.
Spike down.
Zeta's mid push.
5v5 post plant.
Fruition, and there's also a trip in the back.
They're really far back. We've got a trip.
Alert of some kind of flanker. They're going to be ready for as heavy as it is going to be. Have to wait and see. Nobody's turned in that direction after the clear of it. Finally, Kilowatt.
Looking to try to line up the shots.
Oh wait, he just saved his teammate.
Gives him the opportunity. Collects that one. Instead of bullets, XTL able to find that. But from into the corner. One.
Nice.
Grimmy, instantaneous. Dispatches Sugar Zero. Now down to XTL. And he just does not have the time. He does not have
Let's
the frags.
go.
Full Sense.
Oh, we won.
Take the pistol here in the second half. One away from double digits.
And nice work here by Kilowatt, recognizing.
Okay, this is Full Sense's map pick though, so still gotta lock in.
And that really keeps this round alive for Full Sense. As a few of their players are getting run over a bit, and they weren't in a position initially to deal with that overstacked flank through B main that Zeta sent. They're able to recover.
Dude, to be able to predict, like the crosshair didn't move to try and follow the player.
13 kills for him.
Because they like knew that they were about to jiggle peek and or not jiggle peek, counter strafe and walk back into their crosshair. To be able to identify that is crazy.
But you know, this might work if Sugar Zero can.
Oh, they saw each other for sure.
Elbow, and he wants this.
Worried about that pin eventually coming through, but eventually will get his kill.
And that's A.
And that is the lone player on this side of the map now taken down. This stack from Zeta, unfortunately, not going to be finding too much value.
Was it Zeta that did that on Lotus to Paper Rex last year?
Oh,
they stacked at stairs on A.
Stretching my knowledge here.
I know. You're usually good at the history kind of thing.
I have no recollection of that, but I also didn't watch very much of Pacific last year.
I don't strictly recall.
I think it was, but I can't remember.
Well,
we'll find out.
Getting players in position.
Get our people on that.
At least get some damage in here, perhaps. Go around the corner. Should get a kill, but oh, he's gonna get dinked, but Doesn't manage to find it in the end. Primi cleans up the one.
All right.
Looks like the remaining 3 just gonna stay sat here and go down to the spike.
We lost the player that we're allowed to lose. It's the one with the pistol. We're looking good.
Okay.
What? Primi?
All things considered. Well, I guess Primi didn't want the Marshal anymore anyway. All things considered for Zeta.
Okay.
Not too bad, but
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you're just gonna buy.
Going
But
down 8-4 in the first half. So you're gonna have to really tighten up the defenses.
you're going to bonus. You're
Good though
really
on the
keep, I
Neon
don't know.
still. Hasn't lost a step at all. Continue to fight through the
I mean, he bought a Vandal, so
Tier 2 circuit to get back up to Tier 1. Looks to be
I guess
making the
it was
most
the
of it.
plan all
12
along.
13, top in the charts. Zeta again stacking.
I will never forget.
Okay, you only
I was
see
playing
one.
a game and my ranked teammate.
Oh, this is
Brown
gonna get
not really
bloody.
giving it away.
We were on
Out,
offense.
slide forward, Eco able to find
Oh
two,
my
and
God,
Primi
Primi.
finds 3! Once again here on this side of Corrode.
But my ranked teammate, like, we were on offense. We planted the spike. The spike blew up, and my ranked teammate killed himself. Died to spike because he was like, "You get extra money." Like he didn't understand that you're only supposed to die to spike if you're on defense. It was really, really funny.
To deny that opportunity. Another.
Because I was like,
brilliant 4K.
I had to like think for a second. It made me think because I've never seen anybody do that. I had to like think, wait, do you get extra money? I was like, no, you don't.
Screw it. You're up 11-4. Send it.
You're just doing it for the love of the game at that point.
Direction. Checking out around mid.
Come on, give Primi the ace.
Angle, though, but
No.
yeah, it looks like Sugar Zero is going to be playing denial. He's got to swing it, but it just
Oh,
can't get there fast enough.
That last shot,
Just it out the
Primi
very
knows how
end, but
close he
Unfortunately
was.
for Primi, the ace will not be found.
Man. I mean, again.
Oh
my
God, that looks way more impressive than I thought it
He
would.
clears the haunt first too.
Dude, I thought it was like a spray down where all 3 were just in the smoke. He had to turn and aim at each one of them. Holy shit.
He's so good. He has
He's
these
the
rounds
best.
where
I'm
he
telling
just
you, he's the
wins you
best mechanic.
moments that he
He's
has no
the
business
best
having.
player
I
in
think back to that
VCT.
one before he had against
Purely
T1
on
last year.
mechanics.
That was
That's what I'm
just
saying.
disgusting.
On Corrode, they're at the B site. Just
That was ridiculous.
the awareness. Just every player's position. Just getting that crosshair dialed in so quickly.
Man is a miracle worker.
There are few like him.
He is such a treat to have here in Pacific. The just raw talent he has. Very few can match. And, you know, part of the reason that they were so keen to get him from the Thai region, the guy's been topping the charts and ranked for so long, and then finally they convince him now's the time, and he has continued to shine.
Final timeout. Now expended from Zeta. Be a thrifty if they can deny.
Yeah, they do have to.
that point of sense here.
Force here personally. If I'm Zeta, I think you force here.
Been delivering, but
4-11 and you're willing to take a loss is kind of crazy.
Just a nice dodge here from Full Sense. Nobody home for that TP play. Oh, Zeta?
Fine shit, boys. Already though, sight taken.
What the?
Sugars here, that's the one rifle they had. Vandal now on the floor as Kahlua continues
Oh,
to deliver.
and okay.
18-8-4. There is the finisher.
Dude, it's so
Whatever
over.
was intended
It's so
in this
over.
round, it never got off the runway from Zeta.
It was an attempt at a trap play at a lobby. Throw in the Neon, a TP from Sugar Zero to the other side. Just nobody was there.
Nice.
Full Sense was on the other side of the map. Just went right for it. Too early on the trigger there. Poor Eco. They're just having a blast, as they should be.
I'll handle this.
Original drift off the rip. I mean, good forward. Primi's 24-0. Spot out here onto the Viper. Goes for the exit. Tucks back into the smoke. Doesn't have a flash, but doesn't want to pursuit.
Okay, we just
This one a lot more slowly.
okay. They just completely abandoned the site. I still don't have anybody here.
Spotted, Eco dead. Primi able to take him down. Kalua once again there to try to just
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, the eco was not worth it.
Pops down off of heaven. Guy now playing forward, looking for the finisher, and it's just Absol.
Especially given the ults that were in play. I think a force buy was the correct move.
A no scope from a decent
Oh my
range,
god.
but he just
If he somehow
cannot
won
get
that, that was going to be
reloaded
insane.
fast enough. Dominance on display here from Full Sense.
Wow.
Looking comfy and cozy on Corrode.
Yeah, this is kind
Yeah,
of
that
what
looked
I'm
insane.
expecting from this Full Sense team this year, especially during kickoff. I don't really imagine them
Absolutely
missing too much
insane.
of a beat. This team is too good. I think you have a really good leader, a natural leader who's going to be taking over that head coach role. As good as Frost is, you know, Cruz knows a lot of the same ideas, has learned from his mentor, and is.
All right. Oh, they already put it in too. Awesome. Primi had a 331 ACS. He had a near 2 rating, 88% cast, a 192 ADR, 22 and 5. That is a KD above 4 in pro play. Holy shit. He went insane. I'm kind of stunned. Like, they perform better than I thought that they would, which is saying something. Kilua and Primi, like, kind of the duo in terms of, like, mechanical skill. Like, this is the duo you gotta worry about. But oh my god. I mean, like, not that this is completely unexpected. Like, if we go back to this match against RRQ, like, Primi went 81 and 74. It's a best of 5 that went all 5. It's not like entirely crazy, but like, you know, Jipboy was fragging right next to him. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't going insane. To do what he just did against Zeta Division is kind of insane. That is impressive. That is impressive. And now we get to see Split, which Full Sense and Zeta Division played each other on last time they faced each other, and Full Sense won 14-12. But that was a different roster than the Talon roster we now have.
Yeah, I think for Zeta, this might have to be a learning game where they take a little bit of an L. Like, you've been able to create so many openers, you've been able to put yourselves in some
Also, my
advantageous
throat is getting the kind of sore that it does when you're like sick, and it's kind of starting to scare me. I really hope I'm sick. I have to cast so much these next 2 weeks.
Overall, the firepower.
Actually, technically, I'm going to be an analyst, so I won't have to do as much talking as if I was casting.
Was just
but
crazy.
anyways.
Like, Kalua was on point. He was making a Fade look like a primary duelist.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the new duelist coming into this patch. At least when Full Sense is playing. But you guys talked about the
This is
openers
insane.
from Zeta, right? Echo was on a lot of those. He actually performed above my expectations. But when you look at Full Sense and how they were able to answer
Like,
back,
Primi's really
despite,
good, but
you
he's
know,
definitely
15,
very much of a
45,
team
even
player. He
maybe
sets
a
up his
2v4
team
at
a
times.
lot.
The fact
But for him
they're
to
able
perform
push
mechanically, like,
and
get
not
the
lose
kills that he did,
and still
like,
win
that's
the
what
round,
shocks.
that
That's
says
what
a
shocked
lot,
me.
I think, about Cruz's coaching and how comfortable this team is playing with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've definitely, they're still using Cruz's style. It still felt like I was watching the same team from last year, really. So I think that's a very positive sign for Full Sense. But on the side of Zeta, I mean, I think this is what I was scared about with this team when they're drafting in relatively unknown names. And you think, how does that stack up to the big dogs of Pacific? How does it stack up to those sharp shooters? And right now, it simply doesn't stack well.
No, it doesn't, and I think there was a couple of, you know, situations where Zeta really gave it to Full sense. You know, a couple of chances going pecking. Look, even Leviathan, not a particularly awe-inspiring debut from him. There was a couple of situations where I've seen him in challenges in the past put himself in these positions where he's playing some absurd off angles, or he's trying to take some, you know, fancy angles or one-tap some people, you know, just in open space, and he was punished quite heavily for that. So I can see that he's trying to back himself and play with the same confidence that he did in Tier 2, but at the same time, when you're playing controller and you're site anchoring or you're playing position, you need to play positionally.
I'm gonna be honest,
times,
when I'm like rooting for a team that I'm watching, I cannot think about what the opponent is doing wrong that's leading them to lose. I'm like only analyzing the team that I'm rooting for.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk a lot about the confidence.
That's why bias is so
Echo here,
like
I love that
powerful.
he came in swinging in those first initial rounds. We were very, very impressed with his performances.
I think this is exactly what you wanted to see. Like, I think Depp was a pretty phenomenal Neon player, and I think that he kind of stepped up to that level, or at least showed flashes of it. He was Danby-esque with the bucket.
It's gonna be a quick one. Good. That way I get to sleep and I'll be well rested
That was disgusting,
for
This
Alliance Guardians
That's the problem. Echo comes in, and I
versus
think that was a solid debut game. He's shown that he
Pigeons.
can shoot, but when you've got this man on the other side, he's your counterpart. I mean, it just becomes so difficult to get anything done. Look at these numbers from Primi. How can anyone doubt this guy?
I mean,
4.4 KDA.
Another spray transfer
Oh
clip
yeah,
on the
that
side
one
of
before.
Corrode.
Yeah.
Oh
There's
my
something
god.
about Primi on
what a
that side
clip.
of Corode.
What a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I don't
it's
think
ridiculous.
like
And I think
No one else does that. Like, who
Yeah.
else in Pacific does that? Even like top players. Like, I don't.
It is
other top
really
duelers,
hard
maybe
to get a
some of
K.
the,
Like, you
Jing,
get a lot
that's
of
kind of like a
kills,
Jing spray transfer.
but to get a
really.
4.4 KDA is crazy.
Yeah, and just more consistently, and you know that he's not just like blindly spraying or anything. It's like it's full of intent.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That
And I
one
think
3K he
I
got,
keep on going back to
where he like had to aim at every person that he was shooting in that 3K was like kind of mind blowing.
You know, their coaching staff is American. These side players are, you know, there is a barrier there. You know, regardless, it takes a long while for them to open up, and they might not feel entirely comfortable. But now that you have Cruz in the coaching role, these side players are actually opening up. They don't need to feel shy or a little hesitant about anything, because, you know, Cruz is their buddy.
Yeah,
They've been with him for a long time.
It also just breaks down a lot of the barriers and removes a lot of mental burden. Like, it takes a lot of energy to all the time translate from English. Cruz has to relay the idea, and then we have to kind of streamline everything. Like, cutting all of that out is going to make the communication so much more efficient.
I guess
and
Governor
allow
was
them to
the
be
problem.
a little bit more aligned on what the goal in the round is, and just waste a lot less energy on just sheer communication.
Yeah, and like I say, I think Cruz's strengths really were his leadership within the team and his strategic brain. And by moving him to coach, they've kept probably 80% of his positives still intact for this team while upgrading their firepower. I really like this move for Full Sense, and I think that map 1 shows us exactly why. But now they do have to do it on their opponent's map pit.
Yes, they are going into Split, and I think that, you know, we talk a lot about Cruz and the coaching staff, but of course, in the game is Jit Boys, and we are seeing that, like, so far, it's getting there. It's pretty much stable. There's something to work with there on the side of Jit Boys. He's come out of his shell so much in this year. You guys have seen it in like content and stuff. He's the guy. He's a front man for content, and you know, for the longest time, Jit Boys was like super shy. So this is a new era for him as well, and now going into this, there could be the first win here with this roster and this kind of scenario. So I'm happy for this team. They look really good and they look really comfortable with each other. I can't say the same for Zeta, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I said before this game, this is a team that needs to be greater than the sum of its parts, right? The names on paper don't blow you away, but you want them to come together as a team. Think to early Talon last year, you know, the sort of Governor Ban era. That was a team that was able to do that. That's what I want to see from this Zeta division. I need to see, I don't want them to be afraid of being different. Play with what works for your team, because you need to get 100% out of absolutely everybody, or you're going to be in trouble. So I think now we're moving into their map pick. I want to see, what have you got cooked up for this? This is really your chance to shine now.
I definitely think it is probably
Zeta,
like they
really
feel
just
kind of separated.
Focusing on the opening duels, focusing on how many advantages I created on Corrode, and just saying, let's just try to streamline on converting some of those advantages, trust the game plan that we have.
But here we go.
I don't even care if you
This is
necessarily
it.
win this one. This is a very strong opponent, but try to push it a little bit closer. Try to iron out a few of those issues, and that's going to make you feel, look, a little bit better. Maybe going into a third map if you're able to scrape out the edge here. But even if you head through into the middle
Isn't
ground,
crazy,
you're
just
gonna
the
have a
full
little
sense
bit more
logo not really
confidence
makes
against your
sense.
next opponent, and hopefully it's an
Like there's
easier
the
one.
S,
Yeah,
but
you know
that's
what?
it. Like where's the
First map,
F?
Sure, get those nerves out of the way. Perhaps this was just them,
Why
you know,
just represent
getting a
the
feel of
S?
stage. And it does happen quite a lot where you need that
I don't know.
warm-up round.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
maybe I'm
also
thinking
saw
about
that
it too much.
Absol won the skirmish, right? So they chose to have their map pick be second. So they were okay with losing that, and they know that they can bring momentum into this. We do have the agent select coming through. On the side of Zeta Division, pretty much the same as map 1. We're
He's
going to
on
see
Yoru.
Eco on that Neon again, as well as Absol on that Yoru.
Double controller,
standard,
double duelist
very
from Full
meta
Sense.
approach.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a mirror matchup.
Double
Without
controller,
too many
double
changes.
duelist.
It's just, you know, the duelist change of the Neon versus the Rays is
For
the only
Zeta Division.
stylistic change. Once again, you'll see
The
Zeta
same thing we saw in the
start out
previous
on
series.
defense, and I want to see them win some opening duels, maybe win an opening
Hopefully.
pistol, get a little bit of momentum, and just try to calm things down in the mid-round.
I mean,
a
Full
little
Sense is
bit.
starting
I think
on
this is
offense, right?
really where
So
the coaching staff
that
needs
should
to
be
just
good for them.
align the expectations of the players and make sure they're getting
Given
off
the
into this map
offense
on
side
the right
comp.
page.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ty on that raise, I am having some flashbacks to what happened last time when we saw him on this agent. He is definitely bringing a lot of firepower on the side of Full Sense, so we're going to see if that does continue as we step into split over to Paper Thin and Achilles for the call.
This needs to be the staging ground for Zeta Division to try to run this one back and give us a 3 mapper. Getting into split, nothing really changing here. Same idea, same composition. Let's see if they're going to be able to pilot it.
Zeta previously competed in Pacific 2025 Stage 1.
Yeah, again, you know that.
That's a really cool fun fact. They had nothing. They had no idea what to put on there, bro.
Ringing in the back of your head.
Yeah, 11 first kills, but only 4 rounds taken.
Full Sense is mostly comprised of players from the ex-Valorant team Talent. Did you know that?
Both dropping 20, 22 for Primi. They just hit those multi-kills.
Probably not getting a spot. It was a tuck back on the rope at Seward.
How did the
Full
Prowler
Sense
just miss
looking to
completely?
Scale up. Absol very far forward. Face in, is able to find one, but does get traded out. Blew it down, boys, with the kill. Push forward, but XCL just peeks out there from elbow.
Yes.
But Primi from below, able
Oh.
to quickly find 2 shots, but Sugar Zero drops down, right click will confirm it. Now it's a 2v2. Zeta continue to try to scale forward. This is lined up from
Let's go.
Leviathan.
Full Sense wins.
Another pistol going the way of Full Sense.
Yep.
Again, some decent ideas from Zeta that just get outplayed by the unbelievable talent that Full Sense has. And, you know,
Dude,
I had
Primi's
a quick chance
insane.
to chat with Cruz in between maps. And I just, you know,
I mean,
kinda said, "Hey, man,
to
congrats
kill
on your
Sayuda
first
after
map
that
win.
first
Good
kill is
job."
crazy.
And he goes, yeah, we got a lot
This
to
one
work
was just,
on,
they
though."
lined up.
And you can see why, because XDL is able to fade away from the attack, and he buys that time, even gets a kill for the rest of Zeta to come through. But Primi hits
You'd think
the
at the
most
highest
disgusting
level
transfer ever.
they wouldn't like line up for their
They're just
opponents as much, you
Scratch
know
your
what I
head at
mean?
Zeta, and then they go for that late
What
push.
is-
Oh boy.
Okay, well, slide
Oh.
forward. Shorty will find some damage, but
Oh.
Leviathan is right back to it.
Dude, he's insane.
This time with 3. B-site, Absol here, trying to line up the shots, but unfortunately
Wait.
the Marshal not going to be ringing out
Ace?
as well as it has for some of the others here today. Now, it's just
No.
XDL, able to get the catch, denies the ace away. Cannot stop the round from going over to Full Sense, so 2-0 start at the back of the anti-eco.
All right.
Now, Full Sense
It's
gonna be
okay.
looking for a bonus conversion.
Yeah, this is crisp.
We don't need an ace.
Wow. XDL.
It takes
really
2 guys to
started
kill Primi,
come
by
into
the
his
way.
own at the end of last year. Really started to put up some good numbers for Zeta.
Yep.
Able to find a nice one there.
Oof.
Gets a couple at least. Get you a little closer to his ultimate. Leviathan, nice and sharp with that Guardian, and that's kind of starting to be the story of this match. Is just decent ideas, outplayed by Full Sense. Ooh.
Paint
Ooh,
shell
good
there at his
grenade,
feet.
bro. Good paint chill.
Trying to overstay the angle and find some value, but eventually does have to back away. Wall to fall. Shota there around the corner. Zeta, I mean, every single player.
They really think there's someone
Trying
there.
to get a retake here. Shota holds his own for one, but Kahlua Jip Boys want a piece.
Oh my
Puts
god!
himself on the board. His Absol will fall. Zico.
What?
He will find
Oh my-
himself the third as well. Sliding in with style.
Wait, this is winnable. This is winnable. Winnable.
Now just
Lock in.
Leviathan still with that Guardian. Could go for a weapon swap. He wants to risk the noise. 1v2 from him. Sugar Zero at backside.
This is so winnable. 40
Completely
seconds.
clear around towards B from Eco.
He wants to get pushed into though. That's not gonna happen, unfortunately.
They realize where exactly that spike ended up.
And they had to have heard it.
30 seconds left.
Hit the floor. Ping's coming down. Leviathan may be wary about one of them slotting in towards the spawn, but for now it's going to be Sugar Zero to try to hold the line and stop this potential clutch conversion. Leviathan is running out of time, the clock dwindling. Make some noise.
Oh,
Sugar
nice
Zero
try.
will be able to find a
Oh,
clean
good.
headshot to put him down.
Tough position. Good
Zeta
bonus.
Get themselves on the board, and I need to see Eco's POV right now.
Yes, please. It's a nice flash. Try to back him off.
Oh my.
Just picks an angle that is just disgusting.
It's nasty.
No idea what they said, but they said echo a lot.
And oh man. Crazy.
Clearly, Spirit's still looking decent.
This could be a huge play.
Zeta pop flash. Gonna be
Never
set
mind.
down, and Primi turns it immediately.
Dude, you see how
finds two.
easily they just dodge him,
Kahlua
bro.
getting a third.
It's like it wasn't even a
Every
factor.
single time Zeta looks like they're picking themselves up and getting themselves
Planted.
back into the game. Primi just has a moment.
Mm-hmm.
For that fourth,
Yep.
will be able to get it.
That's Primi,
Surviving
bro.
with 10
That's
HP.
Primi.
Full sense, maintain the lead.
This has happened to
This is gonna
Zeta
be
a
a quick
couple
one,
of
bro.
times where they've got this.
This is
set
gonna be a quick
play.
one.
Adam
Primi's going
Main
crazy.
Saw it over on Corrode. We see it here again.
Which I can't say I'm surprised.
And they just get outdone.
4.4 KDA, by the way,
So damn fast.
on Corrode.
He's just so talented. Even the reset there after he gets aim punched. At that final kill. Just ridiculous.
Well, now onto a eco here for Zeta Division. Bucky in hand, XDL holding close with that Sheriff, but scope in, Primi ready for it. Sits him down, takes the site. Spike now can be brought forward as Absol.
Oh
That's
my.
the last thing you
Dude,
want to see
imagine
as
being
that
in a smoke and it
goes away.
drops and there's just...
Absolutely brutal as the second shot connects. Eco does arrive. Bucky in hand. Backpedaling, but as that wall falls, it just doesn't have the firepower to try to dispatch Chip Boys at range.
I mean,
Takes him low, but can't take him out.
like, what are you supposed to do
4-1.
there?
Yeah,
Well, since it's just so
everything's
good.
being dealt with now. That round is so clean. Primi again,
And he has dimensional drift again.
right away.
Oh my god.
Just knew that that could be a possibility. His crosshair right where it needed to be. Nice follow-up. A moment there
Enemy remaining.
for Shota where maybe he could have done a bit more damage, but Primi just, again, so fast to react. Just steady as you go. Some big ults on both sides. Close to both team cycles, so these are
Dude, I'm
really
telling you,
important
Primi's
rounds
gonna
for
be in
Zeta to
GOAT
get back
talks.
into this.
I'm telling you.
Got to find some value.
They're gonna be like,
Look at where the stack
okay,
is.
but realistically,
You have
who's
an operator
better,
from
Primi or
Absol,
Tens?
playing a pixel
That's a
angle,
real conversation that's gonna
backside,
happen. I'm
gate
telling you.
crash is about to
Once
expire.
this team makes Masters, and people actually
dimensional
see
as
what
well,
Primi
full
can do,
sense.
it's so
Checking all the
over.
boxes. As Primi will get the spot out. You're
They
going to
give a
favor
shorty.
yourself in this one. He sees the shorty in hand, though, so says, okay. Maybe some equal firepower, so I'll just go ahead and make a safer exit. But it's cleared the site and gotten the spike in play.
Okay. Full 5v5 retake. Yoru has an op though.
Look at this proactivity.
Nightfall gonna be dodged. Absolutely able to find one tie, taking down Shota. Dead. As Barbie's just able to walk up. Leviathan at the same time. He comes up with 2. Eco, Exhale, both gonna be taken out off screen. So we'll be able to find another.
I gotta see the replay of this. There's so much happening. Yeah, he's good.
Takes the gate crash across the map, but
I forgot it makes a sound when you are TPs now from both sides.
This should be a round that makes your coach happy.
Because before it would only make a sound at the location of the TP.
Obviously, you have the dimensional drift.
It changes, so now it makes a sound
not to try to punish Absol
at both the location of the TP and
some
where
players
your
might
TP
say, "Oh,
is.
even though he's got a shorty, I do too."
Which does make a
probably,
pretty big difference,
and
to be honest.
I might just be able to catch him off guard coming out of the dimensional drift.
Okay.
He actually just backs off, and then they're ready for that Nightfall ahead of schedule. They're already pushing in towards spawn, and they're taking names.
What?
I mean,
What is that kill? Hello?
Leviathan has certainly proved himself.
I
on
don't
stage
speak Thai,
already.
but I guarantee you,
2 and 3.
he's saying I shot him while he's in the air.
I thought maybe that was going to be.
That's crazy work.
They will just hold it for the moment. It's 2 shots, 2 kills. Grimmy
Bro.
continues to fry.
He's so good. I get it's against Eco, okay? And it's an outlaw. I get it.
Full Sense gets into a
That, you know, I probably could have done that in that situation, but like, it's just so fun watching him like get kills.
They spot each other.
What is even up? Oh, he saved it. I forgot. Did he buy him?
Nope. Even though I have the technically better gun, it is not the right play to challenge.
Sometimes aces get busted by kings. Pekan is able to
Oh,
find one.
low key.
Bounds out.
That was nice.
Gives him a fighting chance, but no weaponry to be.
I mean, yeah, it's not super useful. No gun gets picked up. Oh, and then we ult. Okay, dude, they fixed this bug by the way, but this is such an annoying bug. Free cam observer cannot see the Viper's pit for some reason.
Exactly.
Like, what a weird bug. Like, what even causes that?
What do you do? I mean, you know there's shorty sitting in there.
Such a weird bug, but they did fix it in the most recent patch.
Retake a pit in that
But
dimensional drift, but
it's obviously
really stretching the commitments here. As okay, there you go. You talked about the shorties that make the
And he's gonna
presence
save the
known.
op
Full
again.
Sense have this round on a lock. It's going to be a 6-1 scoreline and ahead of the next.
It's like it's the most expensive gun in the game or something.
Timeout call from XQQ.
Agreed. I think it's time to reassess. But
I'm surprised they haven't called a timeout
man,
yet,
oh
to be
man,
honest.
I don't know exactly. You know,
7
what you're
rounds
going to
in.
be thinking about during this timeout, because it's been a lot of different looks from Zeta, a lot of different attempts to
These are like
throw
sleepers
some
versus
curveballs
core, those who
early,
know.
try to get that early pressure at the mains to catch Full Sense off guard. That's been dealt with by their stellar individual play. You tried to go for some Campbell reads with like some 4-1s, putting the op on their own. And to Absol's
That's
credit,
actually
he
crazy. They
hasn't
just
given
dropped in the
op
pit and
over,
both got shorted.
but he hasn't really been able to slow down Full Sense's role, and that's frankly because they've done a nice job.
Wait, they didn't call a
reading the
timeout.
situations and putting pressure on Absol where he has to teleport out like that.
Immediately having to evacuate.
Yep.
Leviathan just
Behind
forward.
you.
Doesn't breathe. The Sugar Zero is still going to be here at ramp.
Doesn't
but
matter.
It doesn't really matter because Jit Boys very quickly manages to trade it back up. Absol with a nice peek. Finds a kill
I mean,
on
he's
the tie.
getting Absol's
Here,
nice.
perhaps, in the round.
Oh, you saw him, Jit boy, you saw him.
Should have seen the top of the head there. Either way, still going to be favored as the strafe comes in.
Yep.
Will
Easy.
be able to just go ahead and quickly sit Shota down.
Oh,
Absol,
saved his life there.
a little bit of a ring around the rosy
Yep,
here.
nice.
The poison orb goes away. So will his life, will he
7-1.
able to find it.
This is literally just sleepers versus core, bro.
Feels like the mental slipping a bit there for Zeta.
Truly.
Obviously, again, Full Sense able to deal with some of the util that's thrown with their way and just react properly. It's a trap, it's a pinch attempted behind the toxic screen, but timing just so good for Full Sense. And then I don't agree with Zeta trying to make
Finally.
a play there.
That's
from
their
Heaven
first
and
time
Absol
out.
trying to create that
They're
extra
down
angle.
1 to
Honestly,
7.
that
They
should've
call their
just been a
first
save at
time
that
out. That
point.
is
It's a 4v2.
way too late, bro. As a coach, you should have had that shit
Not doing
ready
great in
to
the
go.
economic
You should have been
sense, even though you've been
spamming
able to
that
hang on to
button
an op for
4
a
rounds
couple
ago,
extra
bro.
rounds.
Maybe not 4 rounds ago, but like 2 rounds ago.
Been
I mean, come on. You're 8
bit of,
rounds in?
discretion being paid, but instead, you know, maybe feeling the pressure of the scenario.
You already
the
let
pressure
them
of
win the half.
the score. You're down that much. You feel like you've got to create that 2v4 win to turn things around for your team. And Full Sense is just absolutely
so
not
good.
having any of it.
I'm not gonna lie, Full Sense is doing better than I thought they were gonna do. Like, I knew they were gonna win. I did not expect them to, like, decimate
Easy breezy so far.
the way that they are right now.
See if that can continue, or if Zeta can dig deep.
It's W
Find their
drawing.
way back into this one.
I'm not sure what Cruz is doing in the top right corner of that one, though.
Fans as well
Goofy.
showing up tonight.
Well deserved. They have earned the right to get some fans because they've been so good.
They've earned the right to get some fans, like it's like fans are handed out. Yeah, I guess they deserve some fans. I will give them some.
And you know, you have
Whether
Eco's
I've been
out,
on this
probably would
roster,
like to use that in
I've been on this
round.
core. Frame
other alts, but
1.
You're gonna have to find some of those first kills that you were able to
Okay,
find.
I was on Primi before he was in pro play. Think about
I
that.
think maybe he got the spot. It seemed like he went out wide enough.
Might have got it via the map.
Got a shower and it's 1-7. Yep. Should have put the parlay, man. Maybe you should put it on Zeta losing now.
Say though,
On the on Zeta winning. I mean,
regardless, they're
the
suspicious.
comeback. You'd probably make like $1 billion.
Just want to get that showstopper in a position where it can do some damage. Absol doesn't have his TP up.
Big whip.
Drift across there, able to find the kill. Showstopper now out, tied forward, sends it, and they're just
They were just
stacked up
walking
in
to it?
elbow. 2 kills found.
Yeah, don't put it on them.
Things just go from bad to worse here for Zeta. Trying to push forward here, get a catch, but those managed to play in Primi. Kahlua tucked back, able to avoid that shot. As the Bucky will get the finish on Kahlua.
Yep.
A weapon upgrade, but only 4
Doesn't it echo
rounds
Eco?
left.
Like, he's kind of gross.
Only has 28
Actually, not
HP.
kind of. He is, bro.
Looks like Eco just
This guy's good.
sprinting
This guy's
to try
good.
to save this.
But unfortunately, he's like the only,
Trying to match.
like the only one.
Chase is coming in.
Like, there's not much he can do by
Angle
himself,
mid.
you know.
Where does he opt to go? At least in the garage, but noise is being made.
Right.
I think Primi should have heard at least a little bit of this. Pretty equal as far as the health is concerned. Primi gonna be looking for it. Does he suspect him behind the box?
Oh, he did.
Yes, but Eco will be able
Wow.
to win it out. Holds on to his weapon, but it's still 8-1.
Yeah, this is all right. What movement there? Through a flash, no problem. Gets right into position. Put that showstopper in a perfect use. Again, no TP there for Absol means he can't bait the rocket out and get away. Just has to eat it.
Yeah, that was actually crazy that they both just walked into the showstopper.
Full sense is hitting well.
I don't even understand.
All the ults in the world here, basically, other than the okay.
Oh, big lift.
Okay. Had him protected.
All they need is 3. Brother, they need 12 more.
Absol's rotating back
Bro,
over
don't
towards
pretend
B.
like it isn't
now
the
see.
fucking mountain they have to climb.
Full sense looking to set their sights
Mount
on A once
Everest.
again.
Pal, it's a defense-sided map.
Like in the
I get that, like, the current meta is a little bit more offense-sided, but it's split we're talking about.
double creep up the ramp.
I like this a lot.
Are they gonna try to entry into the pit?
That would be pretty nuts. Oh,
Well, don't really need to now. You find one, but it looks like they are considering this. It's gonna be a 3-2-1 go. The drop down coming in. Oh, he runs out of balls. He's got a shorty behind. And the
Bro,
pit
that's
now
fucking
gone.
ridiculous,
Sugar's hero
dude.
finds
Oh
himself his way out of
my
garage.
god.
Might be able to get a fast flank rotation if he can cut through mid, but it's still going to give time for Full Sense. They've got 3
Yeah,
players.
bro,
so they can
Zeta's
fan out,
done,
cover these
bro.
angles.
Zeta's so done. It's so over, bro. You
Rushing
can't lose like
spike in
that.
play. They're expecting
Why is he
more
kind of
presence
as
here,
good as
but
me?
no one's
Which
gonna be
one?
expected from behind them.
The one that
He's
whipped
not yet.
every shot and then pulled out the
Zero.
shorty, or the one that
Never mind.
whipped every shot and then
Last
died?
moment.
Let's go into clear
Brightest
Zeta. Okay,
anticipation Gets taken down to
no,
3K
the Guardians are
from
good.
Jin.
I don't know.
9-1.
they have really
calm
found
down,
their groove
okay?
at Full Sense. The macro is really, really nice
You
right
watched
now.
the game I did, right, against
Lose
Energy.
one of your smokes early, they're able to use
We
this
both
toxic
watched that,
screen
right?
so effectively to get to a place to punish Absol on an island with that op and can't do anything. And then they read
Not that they looked bad,
the push out of
but
the Viper's pick.
I don't know if they were Zeta.
They
You know
get
what I
that
mean?
pick and immediately they're like, we can just
Have you
tuck
seen
in
the
the corner. They're probably just gonna try to
screenshots?
come through and punish
Scrims
this.
aren't real games,
Today,
pal.
they're gonna try to get a position to flood retake.
Ask Zeta. I bet you Zeta will see some
Joke's on
crazy.
them.
I bet you Zeta has some crazy screenshots.
So tuned in. Eco again, still holding on to that ult.
McSheeky,
Absol
you
with the
haven't
Euro
played a
rifle
single
and
ranked
his.
game in your life. You wouldn't even qualify.
You're one away from
You have to
Privy
be
Ball.
immortal.
Jump peek with a gate crash. CL gonna be spotted. TP. Absol does manage to join in on this side.
No,
of
that's
the
right.
map.
I believe that there's a better team in them. 100%.
Bad spot.
Like I know they're a good team. I mean, they qualified for a reason. The way that they qualified was impressive as well. Like Burger Boys doesn't even exist as an org anymore.
No idea.
Last pack forward, the Haunt cleared. Absol eventually able to find that kill. Quick TP's out.
Give me a
but
week or
XCL
two. You
left up
cannot
alone.
hit Immortal in a week or two. It's not possible.
Stand a chance.
I'm not even kidding. If you didn't even sleep, you would not be able to hit Immortal. Even if you won
For this
every
retake,
single game,
Eco
I don't even think you hit
still
Immortal.
having to make his way across from mid. Meanwhile, Primi and Jit Boys get forward here at screens.
Tomorrow's momentum we need. On
Flash not gonna be
God.
turned there.
Shit's about to be looking like
Gets
full
the mask
sins.
on just in time. Escapes into another dimension. And now
About
can just
one
go
under
scouting for the rest of the
Ascendant.
team. Paranoia gonna be
Yeah,
sent
if you
across with
didn't
Leviathan,
sleep in
able to find
only
the cover
one
fire there
games
from
for 2
main.
weeks, you could
Takes
probably
up
hit
to 0.
Ascendant.
Eco taken down. Primi looking for a little bit more, but Shota finishes him off with a stinger. The defuse now being held, gets it to half, and Leviathan gets it over the line.
Okay, Lightwork.
10
Bro,
to
you're gonna
1,
boot up the
full
game, forget how
sense.
the game works, and fucking give up.
Fully in control.
I know you.
Fully online, man. This is
I know the games you play.
just awesome.
If you
Okay,
if
lose your
you
entry player,
rank higher
big
than
deal.
me
Force
at
them back,
any
you keep
point,
pressing the issue. You know they're going to be on weaker weaponry mostly.
I will take
Great
you out
job
to
with the
Buffalo Wild
unbelievable
Wings,
stuff there
and
from
I'll
Primi.
pay.
Able to pull a Houdini. Gets out safely. I mean, if it wasn't 10-1, I'd say Zeta at least got
I
the
see
Doro
that
ult out of
one, I was just wondering
that
who you're
round,
talking
but
to.
it's not.
I stood up like the Batman gif. Pal, you're not going to do it. What the hell?
Probably going to matter.
Pressure here on Absol, and he just has to exit immediately. No one there to clear that
What
haunt
the
for him.
fuck?
Zico
Oh,
trying
I'm
to hold
angry.
the doorway outside of garage. Shota arriving, able to find one. Eco gets a second. Tries to go for the side play, but Primi has the headshot.
It was good. That was a
Zeroing
fast
around the
flank.
back, gonna be
Camera.
good for one, but does get taken down to 2v2. Primi down to 15 HP. It's
We really
hope
coming out of the
between
ult with the
two
shorty
remaining
from 10 feet
XDL
away.
should have this in
I meant
hand.
meters, not feet.
But it's two of the players that have been fragging the hardest here today. Finds the first, spot of the second, and XCL will be able to get a Red Bull clutch. Secure a second
Okay,
round to
so
close out
they
this
get one
half.
round.
Yeah, just a
Losing
little bit
pistol isn't
faster
an immediate
reaction this
death
time from
sentence.
Zeta when Full Sense goes for that pressure towards Absol. And they're able to bail out the round.
Does Zeta have any timeouts left?
It's their second, but
I don't remember.
man, oh man. Sota, Eco right there as quickly as it can be. God bless it, Primi. That is so good. He's able to track players down. Gotta see. Curious to see if we ever get to see Primi versus
Halftime.
Dombi and see what exactly that looks like in terms of the head-to-head matchup of some cracked
Okay, so
mechanical players.
when
But,
Full Sense
oh
wins,
boy.
which they will, they're playing DRX.
Looking rough for
Oh,
Zeta. Must-win
shit.
pistol coming up next.
Dude, that's tough.
372 ACS at the halftime.
It's Saturday. Dude, I'm casting,
pretty good at this
man.
He's kind of good.
I don't know if I'll be able to get up for that. Or like stay up for that.
So,
I want to be locked in
so
when I'm casting.
talented.
Actually,
The way
wait.
he reacts to stuff in particular,
24th?
the way he keeps his cool in chaotic
Am I
situations,
casting? Yeah, I'm
high
casting,
pressure
I'm casting.
situations,
Friday, I'm doing
just gets the job done.
an analysis.
Ability to reset.
Rank are you? I don't
save,
have a rank right now.
all
I'm
that stuff.
unranked because the episode just started. But
Very
before the episode ended, I was plat 3.
One's Marvel. Well,
My
This
peak
is
is Diamond 2.
either going to be a very swift closeout of the evening or
Guys, morning showers.
a
You
legendary run back.
have to get to plat 4. You would have to get to Diamond 1. with
hope for the
me
legendary run
being
back.
plat 3 still, but I could end up diamond. You have to be above my rank. Not my current rank, but whatever rank I am
2-1
at that moment in time.
so far with full sense in the lead. Zeta now looking
Morning showers or night showers? Cold water or hot water? Night showers, hot water? Why would you cold water?
taken down. Smoke, however, falling, and Ty is one tapping.
Yo, bro, where are they looking?
3 kills from him. Shota with everything to do.
Oh, look at this
Will
guy.
just drift off the rope. Dead.
Others looking behind him like there's something
3-1
there.
in pistols, 11-2 on the map. Full sense.
Just one
Not
pistol.
stopping, not relenting. Not showing
Zeta,
mercy.
you force here, guys. What are you
It just
doing?
comes down to individual
Are they-
moments.
oh,
and
no, they're
Ty is
forcing.
able to sneak behind. You know, great play off the
Is hitting
paranoia.
diamond is like Sleepy Boy playing Elden Ring solo.
Hides
It's
right
true.
behind the box.
I
They
genuinely don't think you
anticipate
can
him.
hit.
And then no, the comms just don't
I
come
don't think
through
you could
until
hit
it's too late.
diamond.
Sugar Zero is busy trying to get his team into the site.
Period, actually. I don't think you're
Probably
capable of it.
screaming
I'm
he's
not
behind
even
the
kidding.
box.
Have to have a pretty good idea that there's going to be a force
Maybe that's a
behind
little,
this next round.
maybe that's a bit
Leviathan
much.
just looking to try to stem the tide. It's Ty up and over the top with that judge. Doesn't even have to put the use. It's going to be Leviathan just gunning down too. And already the door slammed shut on Zeta Division here
It
at
might
B.
cause me a little bit of trouble. But would I lose? Nah. I'd win. Soyota, how are you?
Sota hits the head, but isn't enough.
Soita-
Finding the other
Soita?
bullets to connect.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Yep, like ships in the night.
Oh my god, that would have been a
little bit more, but
crazy kill.
will eventually fall, but Leviathan still there. Pole position.
Ah, GG, man.
Another multi-kill round for
Have
him.
you ever
and
played
match
Val with
point
your life on the
already
line?
set up by Full Sense.
Was you're a W gamer though? I'm shaking it because you're literally good at every other. He is not good at every other game. What game do you think he's good? What?
Oh.
What? Where are you getting this information from?
Trying to
He's
get by
ass at
as
video
Eco
games.
wasn't quite ready for somebody to be there. Just trying to play a little bit of bait.
Silly squad. Oh brother.
Ty swapped over to the Ghost.
I will.
Absolutely
There
just
are.
waiting
There are.
after that TP. Knew exactly where he was going to end up, and Stinger's a
There are stories
for
about
Eco.
Silly Squad, man.
sheriff
I
for
miss that
XDL.
team.
Good luck.
One of your duelists is dead. Go gone. Premi.
Oh my god,
Another
bro.
2 shots with that outlaw. Jim Boyd with the
GG.
peek in,
And it's
And he will
flawless.
finish it all off. Flawless fashion. 13-2. Damn near flawless.
So if I hit
on
diamond,
the
you take me to
map.
Buffalo Wild Wings 15
End this
times and you pay me
series,
10?
only
No.
6 rounds surrendered.
I will take you
Full
once
sense.
with me paying.
Wipe the floor with Zeta.
What are you talking about?
This is a great start for a team that has to be hungry after the way last year ended. After
Coward?
what happened during
No.
the offseason, these guys
Not
have to
cow-
be feeling like this is our time.
It's not
This is our
cowardly to
moment.
not be
This is our
stupid.
chance. Let's show the world.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I owe them an apology
Dude.
because I knew that this team was going to be good. I knew that they were going to be scary, but I didn't expect it to be
Okay, no, you can't
so
cheat.
crisp,
You can't
so
get
early on.
boosted.
Granted,
What the hell is
yes,
that?
a
If you
little
get
bit
boosted, I'm not
of a
I'm not
weaker
doing
opponent
it.
in Zeta Division. This isn't necessarily the upper echelons
That's
of the
cheating.
region. This isn't your paper regs.
Obviously, I'm not gonna get boosted. Primi, oh my goodness. Primi was 41-13. Mind you, that's only 32 rounds. Primi went 41-13 with a 334 ACS and a 1.83 rating with a 91% cast and a 212 average damage per round. That is enough damage to kill 1.5 people with full shield every round. Insane. Absolutely insane. How long does it take to dry your hair after you shower? I don't know, I just let it dry. Normally, because I shower like before I go to bed. And then I like go to bed. And it's like still wet when I go to sleep. But GG, man. We'll be back tomorrow. Because in case you're unaware, Alliance Guardians and Sleepers are both playing tomorrow. Alliance Guardians are playing Pigeons, They're probably going to win. It's kind of a redemption match after losing pretty badly to Energy Academy. And Sleepers are playing Shopify Rebellion Black. This is the time to prove themselves. A lot of people saying that the only reason that they beat Core is because Core was playing with a sub, which I don't want to, you know, do all this blah blah blah. But like, their sub was Alexis, who is a very good player and also was the best performer on the team when Sleepers beat them. So I don't know what they're yapping about. Should I bet on Guardians winning? What are the odds on this match? Oh my god, it's actually in favor of Pigeons. You could win money. Why is it in favor of Pigeons? Yo, these uneducated ass motherfuckers betting on Pigeons, bro. And I might bet on Sleepers winning. I'm not even kidding. I'm just kidding. I was kidding when I said that. But yeah, so Sleepers has kind of a match to prove themselves as a serious top 4, top 5 team. And Alliance Guardians has an opportunity to redeem themselves and prove that they are still something. So that's going to be tomorrow. The first match is at 1. I will be live at 1. And then, fortunately, it's staggered in a way because 2 matches happen at the same time. So fortunately, Sleepers happens after Guardians, which is good. So I'll be doing both. So starting at 1 p.m., Guardians are going to win. Sleepers are going to win. It's going to be Full Sense 1 today. And it's all technically the same day. So today, January 22nd, is the day of winning. I can't stop winning. That's what's going to happen. Cannot be over 2. We're not going to be over 2. Over 2. How the fuck is Pigeons going to... Who the fuck is even on Pigeons? Oh, actually, I know Coburg, actually. That's the only player I recognize, though. Who even are these people? 1.03 rating on Chamber. 1.19 rating on ISO. Who are you, Sleepy Boy 10? Fucking 1.01 rating on 4 games on Sky. Like, the only good player they have is their controller. I guess Zamal's not bad, actually. Kohlberg's the only good player. Kohlberg's the only good player. That's the only player you have to worry about. It's an easy win. All right. But anyways, that's all. I will see you all tomorrow when the Guardians win. Good night, team. Good night.